Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory once again, reversing early slight declines. We were lower, we were higher, now we're back down and then higher again, all over the place to start a new trading week. U.S. markets looking for a fifth straight positive weekly showing, which is pretty impressive for these markets overall. Investors and markets as a whole continuing to weigh the possibility and positive momentum of economies reopening with another spike in COVID-19 cases in certain states throughout the U.S. and also certain countries around the world. We had more than 30,000 additional COVID-19 cases reported in the U.S. on Friday alone. That was the highest number of confirmed one-day infections since back on May 1st. So it is continuing to stick around throughout the summer months. So far, individually, shares of technology stocks leading the way to the upside this morning. We have Microsoft higher, Apple shares are higher. Some of the chip makers as well doing quite nicely in the pre-market. NVIDIA specifically, I was watching, moving to the upside. Airlines and casino shares mostly to the downside this morning. A number of the airlines coming out with new plans for raising financing and raising debt. We'll talk about that. We'll also be watching some shares of Chinese listed companies this morning. NIO sharply higher on news. Tencent Holdings has taken a stake in the company, and also more news on Luckin Coffee. Lots to get to this morning. It is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There's a look at APAC region markets from the overnight session. Pretty mixed showing here. You can see Australia a little bit higher there. Some mining stocks doing well throughout Australia. The Nifty in India also posting a solid gain. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Pretty red right across the board, top to bottom here. Turkey, the only one in positive territory. Let's shift over to North America and see how things are shaping up. Yeah, we are still higher, holding on to modest gains right across the board here for the most part. Just crude oil down there to the downside as we kick off a new trading week here. About 1% for crude oil there. Look at Bitcoin as well, 2% to the upside. Gold back to the upside this morning as well. As I mentioned, we're looking for a possibility of a fifth straight positive showing for equity markets, guys. It's going to be an interesting week. Here we are Monday morning. Once again, lots of things to get to again this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, great start to the week, obviously. A lot is going to be in play. I hope everyone had a fun and relaxing weekend because we're going to need that energy in these markets. Already several names doing millions of shares in the pre-market. SI&T, I've traded a little bit, that BYFC. We're going to be talking a little bit about our old friend U1 at some point, but a lot of bigger names in play today, and American Airlines is probably going to be one of those leading the group under a tremendous amount of pressure today. So a lot for us to watch. I hope you guys are locked and loaded and ready, and hit that like and subscribe. It's going to be a good show today, Sean.
Yeah, it should be a good show, and welcome back. It's a new week. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised at that stat there, fifth straight week. Okay, but yeah, New York looking to open up for today for phase 2. Very surprising that's happening, but I guess we got to get on with the world. Coronavirus cases spiking, and I guess right now, and I was actually talking about this pre-market as well. I guess there's a disconnect right now. The market in coronavirus, it used to be, cases spike, market went down. I mean, this was as early as last week, but I guess now the election is coming closer, and stories here, like Neil just touched on AAL and a few other ones as well. Okay, yeah, it should be an exciting one. I've tweeted out a few things. We'll watch Virgin Galactic today as well. A pick that I had last week for you guys, up 15% today and 20% looking to break through 18. That's fantastic. And look, it's going to be a good day. I love that NIO trade as well. There's a bunch of names, so let's get rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Big news on Virgin Galactic. Pretty positive chart to have a look at coming up here in a second. As we do every single day, let's have a look at the top 10 traders from from Day Trade the World back on Friday. We mentioned on Friday the big rebalance that happened at the end of the day. You're going to see some pretty impressive numbers here. We'll start off with the NASDAQ in New York here. $61,000 coming out of the NASDAQ and New York. The rest of these markets, or at least the next two here, 5 figures out of Europe. This is becoming a trend. We are seeing every single day these European names, European markets anyways, posting decent numbers. Some more U.S. down at the bottom. There's Amsterdam, Brussels, LSE, and Paris. Again, 23,600. So another good day for Day Trade the World traders. Let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. I hope you had a good weekend and I wish you a great trading day. Guys, please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat and subscribe to our channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. And please, we really need your support. Hit the thumbs up. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, let's get going with things that are moving around in the pre-market here. We mentioned NIO up. Yeah, I was just double checking here. 7.2% for NIO here in the pre-market. Big time volume as well, although we have kind of rejected this $8 level up here, back below $8. Yeah, guys, NIO is $8 apparently this morning. 10-cent Holdings reporting a 15.2% stake in NIO because, of course, they have that. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm just mad that I don't have a 15% stake because, like you guys know, we did talk about NIO down near $3, $3.50. I think it was $3.85 when it reported, and at that point I sort of said all aboard. But I don't have any shares of that stock. NIO today, you can see today, big buy and balance, 1.36 million shares. So, yep, the street obviously is well aware of what's happening here. Up to 4 million shares so far. You still got that big bid imbalance there. I'm a little nervous because of the run. I mean, we don't need to. We've talked about it on the show, so if you've been watching it, I mean, here's the daily chart. This is what we're talking about. Breaks above $3 here on the 50-period moving average. And since then, now you're starting to edge up higher and higher here. Looks like it's way overdone, but you know what? I mean, look, the government's backing it. Now you have one of the largest companies in China, maybe even the largest, Tencent there coming through. So look, I mean, electric cars is all the rage. We don't have to keep talking about Nikola, Tesla, NIO's coming here. Brendan's doppelganger there with, what was the... Rivian, that's what it is. Rivian CEO. We kid about that. Someone made a little joke about that one, but yeah, look, if it takes out 805, then yeah, I mean, I would say it's all aboard. But the problem is, again, and it's not a problem. We did talk about the rebalancing happening on Friday. It's over with now, but 1.3 million shares. I'm just not sure how that's going to settle down. So I would wait again for at least the first print to see. Normally, when you get a big bid imbalance, it actually drives the stock up in the pre-market, and it's not really doing that right now. So we're going to wait to see what it does bring for the opening print, Neil. That's for me.
Yeah, I'm looking at 785 first level support, 750 as well. Probably if it ever got down there this week, I think you'd look to maybe 730 to 740 if 750 were to break. In terms of the breakout trade, I've usually had a bit more success fading into NIO, in towards some of those levels. So if there is a run to 805, I'd like to find some support early and maybe buy into it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be hands off. I'm just trying to pick any kind of a dip. I'm not that confident in the pre-market low right now. It might actually break that one before I think it turns around if we head southbound. Up 7%, the market is strong here. But NIO, I'll probably stay away from the first couple of minutes here.
It seems like every time you feel like today's the day to short NIO, it always has a way of proving you wrong. So I'm going to agree with Neil there. Not much to do until it tells you what it wants to do, I think, above that high, possibly along. Luckin Coffee, guys, we haven't talked about Luckin Coffee for quite some time, week or two. Luckin back in the news today. It was down about 10%, almost 10% in the pre-market, but marching back to the upside here pretty nicely. Only 4.7% now. Some of the lenders looking to recoup 325 plus million US in debt from the company have won a court injunction which will allow them to proceed in doing so. So yeah, big move down on that news initially, but look at this, we're right back up, back above 350 here.
Yeah, just nice little 10% bounce off the bottom in the pre-market.
Yeah.
That's your average Monday morning for these markets. Look, I actually was going to take a shot fading this one up around 375, 385, sort of last Friday's close anyways. The fact that it wants to give me this price potentially right off the open, we're going to be taking a shot at this one. I think it's down 5%. I've basically been looking to short Luckin most of the time. It's just one of those where it failed to give you any kind of a breakout. Let's just quickly go over to the 1-minute chart here just to be able to see. There was a few iceberg orders to watch, a 350 break that got taken out there. So I think if we are shorting it in that 375, 380 range, first stop would be out in front of 350. If it comes back down maybe a little bit off the open, and then look to see if it can take out that bottom. So I'm going to be looking to fade Luckin into Friday's close price.
Yeah, I mean, Luckin's been a great stock. I mean, there's a whole bunch coming on here. Broadway Financial. I get a lot of people talking right now about BYFC. Look, 4.62 million. We are going to get to this name, guys, but watch. I mean, $4. You can fade it through this top here, 440. Pretty simple trade. I think you're going to need to pay for shorts on this one, but watch out for a 4 break. Could happen pretty soon. But let's just keep rolling here, Brendan and I. We have a few other names similar to this that we have to get to right now.
Yeah, BYFC, definitely one of them. We saw that thing moving around all over the place on Friday. I want to talk about U1K first. We go back to Urban One, guys. Remember, U1 on the NASDAQ is the A-class shares, U1K, the D-class shares. We'll focus on the D-class shares right now simply because way more volume in the pre-market on the D-class shares. Again, this morning, we're coming into no news on this stock or company, but it remains obviously the big mover. We saw this huge failure on Friday. We got all the way up here to 650 on the D-class shares in the pre-market on Friday and ended the day, what was the close here? 411, 410 down here. At the close. So finally looking like it might be done. We're gapping down again this morning. I mean, you got to look at a test of 4 or maybe a test of that 420 would be a great spot to be short.
Yeah, I mean, 420 because of course, right?
I don't know.
A bit of a pivot here at 375, though. That was the bottom on Friday. So let's just watch that. It's trying pretty valiantly to hold below that price. You're seeing some wicks above and below. A lot of these are dark prints that went off. So not a ton of trading in the last half an hour or 40 minutes. It's actually gone above that 375 mark. Now, that's the first level I'm watching. If you go sort of back to Thursday's session, there was a 295 bottom. I think certainly about $2.95, $3 is the first bit of range where I think you're going to find some kind of support I would expect on another short trade there. So, 375, 4 are worth looking at, but I'm probably looking at that 375 pivot and 420 as the better level there. And in terms of any long trades, breakouts only in short-term holds. Otherwise, if we get another short trend, we'll just look to short it, hold it, short some pops, but use those levels to your advantage.
Yep, just keep shorting U1K. We did that on Friday, and we'll do it again today, and just has to break levels. So, yeah, 340 down here on the pre-market. It's not as much volume, 1.15 million. So, I'm definitely going to be shorting it through $3. That level hasn't been here in a couple of days, but on the daily chart, it's there. So, I think we'll just run into it. Here's $3 down here. It bounced off a couple times. It broke right through it. We'll just wait to see what $3 does on U1K. Probably bigger fish to fry today, but if you are looking at that one, U1 is nice too. I mean, here, let's just call it U1 as well. That's in U-O-N-E. There we go. That's also in the NASDAQ. Okay, it was $30. Now you're bumping up to $31. So you can see this very similar 51 there on Thursday, Friday. Now all the way back down here to 31 today. So again, no news on these names. You just got to sort of trade the movement.
All right, guys, one of those bigger fish might be this next one here, Virgin Galactic, teaming up with NASA officially. I think this has kind of been in the works for a while, but officially teaming up with NASA on a recruitment program and training program for the possibility of sending private astronauts to the International Space Station. So, yeah, nice look here. Almost 18% to the upside here for space, guys.
Yeah. And I was just talking about this one with Kevin, and I mean, I gave this. Someone asked me on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, if I had a play, and I gave you guys on the show space. So there it is. You're welcome. There's 18% right there. And we were also talking about options, $18 call options as well. So that's probably in the money, 200-300%. So there you go. And I guess when we get an idea, sometimes it's okay to follow it. And this is another one given to you guys live on the show on Friday. We do like this one. Obviously, can't predict something like this happening. happening with training space pilots and whatnot. But when there's news, there's news. Looks like we're going to be breaking out. That's that level that we were talking about, 1750. It's already over there. Let's see. I don't know if we got as high as 1864 today. I don't think that's true. But we'll wait to see here. Breaking through 19. The high of 1850 is nice. Breaking through everything today. I like space to the long side. We don't have to keep going back and forth with that. But it looks like we're going to break 18 right off the bat. Let me just check to see if there was a small imbalance, I believe. Yeah, so 365,000 share buy imbalance right now coming through, which is decent. So that's about 10% of the volume. Look for space to take out 18 today, guys.
Yeah, first resistance 18. If you're looking at a longer term time frame there, you're going to see a lot of levels to the upside much higher. But I actually like a couple of things on space. One of them would be 1690 is a big basis support. So any pullback this week, you're looking to probably buy into that range. 1690, 17 even. If you like that 17 round number, 1690 was the level I was watching on space. So I think it should be a good one, guys. It's already done a good amount of volume, 3.7 million. So that's a solid amount. Actually, it's a very good amount for Virgin. So you can be very active in trading it today. Lots of ins and outs.
The first time in a while, as long as I can remember anyways, we're seeing a bit of a disconnect between the airlines, some of the hotel operators, and some of the cruise line operators. Cruise lines kind of break even to higher, most of the airlines to the downside. That obviously due to the news this morning. American Airlines coming out saying they're arranging $3.5 billion in new financing. There was also a Bloomberg report suggesting that United Airlines is announcing a $5 billion debt sale as well. So to the downside, to say the least here for some of the airlines today, guys. As I mentioned, again, first time in a while, a little bit of a disconnect between the rest of the kind of travel hospitality names with these guys, the airlines today.
Yeah, American, there's a 1725 level that we've been looking at the top for a while that just had all kinds of trouble getting through, and you've seen a big rollover through there. But watch out for 1407 down here. We did have this sort of big flush and bounce at that price one time before, so that's the first level I'm watching. I was actually having a chat with Kevin here. My instinct usually when I see this on American is to fade any kind of buying into 5/4. I do think that's still going to be the play for me, but I've seen the read on a Monday or the read on American be a little bit off because the buyers come in for no good reason. That would at least allow me to do some scalp long trades, maybe through that 5/4, but I'm going to have to take a shot short in this one. If it gets up into that 5/4 price, maybe a 15/4 price, 15 even, around there. But when 1407 breaks, I'll also be going short there. We're about 70 pennies away, so we're far away from that right now, but that 14 breaks sometime this week. If we get it, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at CCL here, 17 breaking. I know we're talking about airlines, but I mean, this has been pretty dramatic. It's also my number one stock. Yeah, SINT, we'll get to that, Joey. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. So we will punch all the super chats out today. Thank you so much for that support. That's like a little fist bump for that, not a punch out for that. Okay, 17 in change. We should get like a fist bump thing, production team over there. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, 17 bucks coming here. And again, guys, we keep saying this all the time, but I haven't made, it's not that, it's we've made great trades off the open. You just got to watch out for these kind of levels breaking really fast and snapping back. So if you did want to take CCL, AAL, anything like that, just make sure you have your levels and then don't like hope and pray. Don't go short like 17 here and then give it all the way back to 1750 because you could get that up and down quick movement like has been happening before, then fades back in. So there's a lot of action on these stocks. All of these stocks are like that whole FOMO trade, which we'll talk about today. Oh, that was pretty good on cue there. We do have a video dropping afternoon after the show today. But look, these stocks can go up and down. There's a lot of traders that are in these names in the pre-market. There's a lot of traders holding them after hours. So yeah, get ready. You can see right now the futures are falling. So if you do have some shorts on your board, get ready. It may be an exciting one here to start the day, I feel anyway.
Let's actually go to that Syntex Technologies right now. We'll talk about it. DraftKings worth looking at as well. I think Jeffrey's initiating with a buy on DraftKings, gapping up on that news. But yeah, let's talk about Syntex Technologies. This almost sounds like a superhero movie or something along those lines. They announced positive SARS-CoV-2 virus trial data when the virus was exposed to the company's, and I want to get this right, sintered silicon nitride powder, guys. It was immediately killed off. So positive results for Syntex. They were withholding further data on that as they kind of explore these results a little bit and get more data to support the positive findings. But this SINT, yeah, 230% to the upside so far.
Yeah, I had some success shorting it on the way down when it was sort of breaking the 20s and the 30s. Made some cash out here, and there was a buyer at 2 even that probably should have gotten me away from all of this. You see aggressively getting out in front of that too, and then we bounced back to the upside. I've tried 2 more times. Right here, right now, 265 to 275. This is going to be a sort of a big test for this name, because if it gets through here at the open, it has a decent shot to at least run to 3, maybe even test those highs. Again, that would be sort of one of those parabolic moves if it actually broke through $3. So 265, 275, that's the level it has to break. Otherwise, you're going to see me on the south side of this, but it looks really, really strong. So, you know, I had a couple of shorts in here, 2 successful. The third one, no good. The fourth one I have right now at 38 looks like it's going to be no good. So I might actually be flat when the market opens if we take out this 265.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for that one again. We've talked a little bit about it. SINT, good little look there. I'm going to be trading that one, but I did want to talk about DraftKings as well. First upgrade here, it looks like, from Jeffries. So we're going to wait to see if it does take out the top. We do love this name. I love this name. It's been trading quite well. You can see here on the daily chart, this is going to break probably its all-time high today, 45.38. We're trading right now 43 and change. I don't know if we'll we probably don't get up to 45, but I do like this little top right here. That's right where we're at right now, 43.37. So look out for a DraftKings pop, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to Broadway Financial. Became one of the latest buzz stocks, if you want. Last week we had a number of these ones in this group, kind of moving around all over the place. CARV was another one. Lower volume on that name today, but Broadway Financial gapping back up here, 32% after this monster run up. On Friday, we went from $3 in the pre-market, guys, to above $7 in the pre-market. I mean, a little bit less volume this morning, but 450 kind of staring you in the face here was a bit of a pivot throughout the day on Friday, and then $5, I guess you got to look at above that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 450 pivot. It also just broke the pre-market high at 440, so I gave it a bit of a tester through that price. It's going to be one of those situations where, like you said, you have that 450. I was actually looking more at this 65 to 75 chop range. I'd almost think about adding at 450 if it tried to break through. You scalp that into that 75 to 80 range, and then see if it can't get through $5, because 525 is the next major level I have to the upside. So I was going to be shorting this one through $4 if it held 440. That hasn't happened, so quick little long on a breakout of the pre-market high in BYFC. It's done plenty of volume. We'll be active in this one for sure.
Yeah, BYFC, another big name, was looking for the short there as well. If DraftKings does take out this top, we're going to go there. You do have Nikola coming up soon here, Brendan. So do you want to give the quick story, and then I'll talk about it?
Yeah, let's go over to Nikola real quick here. They were down in the pre-market. Cohen initiating coverage with outperform on Nikola. Value at Capital also disclosing $180 million position in the company. So a couple of upgrades, a couple of higher ratings, a big position disclosure, but we're down on Nikola this morning. Sean, how come?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing there. I'm not sure how come. I mean, I think when you look, again, it kind of looks a lot like DraftKings. You know, obviously, it's just a brand new stock. We did see that VTIQ. And then Nikola comes over here. Big move up to 32, from 32 to 33. From 32 to 60, then again to 98 there when it became the 4th largest car maker by market cap, and then now brought back to life. So I'm just wondering if it's just a little bit of a jump before it goes here, because outperform rating, that's a good rating there. I just think that if you can break above this 70 level, we're not quite there yet. It is down in the pre-market. There talk of share offering possibly. It's a brand new stock. We're going to wait to see. They do have their event coming up. I think it's at the end of July where they do plan on showcasing their truck. So I like Nikola. I think that this is getting a little bit ahead of itself here. Again, it's just so they can put it on outperform. So if it goes up, then they're going to be right here, Cowan. So I like 64.50 on that break, and I don't have any shorts right now. I don't want to short this name. I just think that when the money comes into it, it comes in, and we've done well on the long. So I'm going to wait for 64.50 to break on this one.
All right, guys, let's go have a look at the futures. We're going to start bringing Arun in the pre-market for you guys. I know you guys love to get his take on some of the levels that he's looking at throughout the session. We're going to bring him in the pre-market to give you an idea of what we should be looking at heading towards the open and throughout the morning as things progress. Good to see you, Arun. Let's jump into things here. Obviously, big day on Friday, volume-wise. How are things looking so far this morning as far as the ES is concerned?
Yeah, most of the action to the sell side was after the rebalance was done. So as soon as stocks closed at 4 o'clock, you saw that just fall off on the futures there in the final 15 minutes. Remember, there's a 15-minute gap after the stocks closed before the futures closed, right? And the market just took off to the downside after the imbalance was done. We gapped down a little bit further yesterday, or when we opened up on Sunday night, and now here we are, straight up since then, back into that same area. Essentially, nothing has changed. If you disregard everything since 4 p.m., nothing has changed pretty much before the market closed. So here we are trying to figure out some levels. Well, I'm seeing 3105 on the top end as a resistance level, and I'm seeing 3075 right here. It's not much of a level, but it's something of an area that I want to keep an eye on. If we can get enough of a bounce here, I might be willing to take a long off of this. So if we can get above, say, 85, hold some buying, I'll take a long, 85 long, 75 stop, and see what we can get to the upside. If we get through the top and start to slow down, I'm okay taking a short as well, using the 05 as a stop. Above that, I'm looking at 3125, and below the 3075, I'm looking at 3040 as the level. So if I were to lift off the levels, we're looking at 3125 on the top end, 3105, which is above us. 3075 is where we are right now. We're bouncing off of it. We're at 3078 at the moment, and 3040 is below that. So those are the levels I'm looking at. Essentially, we got to figure out what to do, because this is the chunk of volume since the imbalance. In terms of action, we're right in the middle of it. So we do have to figure out what we want to do in terms of movement. It might take some time. We'll figure it out, and then we might get a move. I mean, we're already up. What are we up right now? Like 0.64%. So it's not much, but if you look at the actual action, it's straight up since the open of Asia, right? So let's see how this day plays out. It may take some time, but we'll see how this goes.
Great stuff. Thank you, Arun. A few levels to look at there when it comes to the overall market this morning. Here's one more, guys. A few minutes to go before the open. Let's go to small cap world. IDEX, Ideanomics, 26% to the upside this morning. Another one stepping into the electric vehicle space. Another one based in China, at least their production anyway. So they got a big, huge contract over in China for, I think it was 100 or 40 or something along those lines of electric vehicles. So big pop on that news. Just watching $3 here, $2.90 up to $3 on the daily chart. Bit of a level for IDEX. Another one that put in a couple of big moves at the end of last week, guys.
Absolutely. One more name I want to talk about just very, very briefly here. JP Morgan's going to show flat on the session, only down 0.6%, but worth knowing the big time flush that it's been on, sort of heading into some support around $95, $96, trading at 97 right now. I'm looking at this one sometime this week. 97.20 is the first level that I'm watching here, pulling up the 3-minute here. You just sort of look at the bottom that it tried to make after the massive flush to $100 on Friday. So 97.20 first level, 98 breakout for me on JP Morgan. The banks are, the bond market's been crushing, the outlook for the banks. And you saw the sell-off in Apple going into that rebalance day, and the same thing happened in JPM. Apple comes halfway back. The bank's still sitting on those bottoms. So I'm watching JP Morgan this week, like that 95, 96 area on the week, but I also like a 98 breakout. And if we can hold that 97.20, that could be a nice little buy down there as well.
Yeah, I do. I do like that for sure. JP Morgan there. Yeah, we all are getting FOMO there. Getting some messages about NIO. And yeah, we talked about that one. Now it's going to be a good one. $18 to the top side here as we look at Virgin Galactic coming through. We're going to take that. DraftKings right now as well. All of these stocks that you think are going to break out are basically doing that right now. So, but DraftKings, look at the spread right here, 42.88, 42.97. A little bit of a tip down. It's going to look like a dramatic dip down, but it's not really. We'll see if it can protect this 42.50. Again, we'll get in a little bit here on both DraftKings and Space as we break through these tops, but we are very cautious here of these futures today. I don't know. I keep saying that I'm bearish, but I mean, it's hard to be like that when you keep coming in every day and we see these futures going to the upside. We did talk a little bit, we didn't talk a bit about it, but Brendan mentioned it in the very intro, that Microsoft as well, in some of these tech stocks, AMD and whatnot, seem to be heading to the north side here. Almost 0.26, market 0.64. Again, very, very rough ride right now. Let's just wait to see what does happen. 196 to the top side on Microsoft. Look, only a minute to go. We've already highlighted some names. I did want to check back quickly on NIO just to see 791. Okay, let's check the imbalance quickly on that one. Up to 2 million, and there's space as well. So a lot of the stocks that we had talked about here are moving in the ways that we did mention. So space upside right here, NIO upside as well, and then you got some of the carnivals there. There's Bank of America to the sell side and CCL to the sell side as well. Watch out for 17 on CCL here, guys.
Yeah, watch out for BYFC heading towards that 450 mark with 30 seconds to go here. I'm watching American Airlines. It just popped back up to 1490. 15.25 is the level that I am watching off of the open. If it ever gets to 1407, we already said what we're doing. We're shorting at that price, but we're far away from it as the market is bouncing. Here comes American Airlines making a run into the open, but it's time to drop that countdown. We got 10 seconds to market open on this Monday. I do believe Valeria should be behind me ringing that opening bell. So it should be a wild week. 4, 3, 2, 1, and this market is open, guys. Immediately a bit of a flush here. We did anticipate this could happen. An immediate flush happening in American Airlines. I wanted 1525. It just dipped to about 1495 before coming back in a little bit here. BYFC turned hard off of 450, so I took half off, and then we're going to probably have to get the rest out if it breaks 4 quarters, guys. But watching right now, American Airlines headed right through $15, so strong upside play. I said I'd do a breakout at 1525, even though I wanted to be short. So if it takes that out, we'll have to be long, even though I wanted to be fading this name.
Yeah, we did this similar thing here. We are now short CCL. Just going to give it up here to 1740. Let's just see if it does want to come to the downside now. We have now cleared out of those market imbalance open orders. You can see here it is here, a nice little 800,000 share print. So we'll average into this one up to 1750 and then get out. Like Neil mentioned, like I've mentioned as well, we're not going to hold these things forever. We got to let this settle down. Okay, NIO does come all the way back down to life a little bit here. Still up that 5%. Now trying to make another move upside here. We'll see if it breaks through 780, where we open. So we take that open price, we'll take it long, guys.
And there's a bit of a fail break right now in American Airlines. When I see that happen, I get in, I get out, I'm going short. I've seen this before. I like this party. It tried to break through 1525, got 3 cents, and then failed one time. So I'm going to give it a shot here. My gut reaction usually is to come in here and fade these names. So got short at 20s on this one. SINT made a run through the top. So like I said, we're going to end up with a couple of wins and a couple of losses in that name. Just American to the short side at 1520. If it breaks 15, we'll see if we can't ride this down to 1470 here, guys. But should be a good shorting opportunity with the market so far relatively flat.
And here we go, guys. It's a little 2 for 2 quick action right now. Okay, DraftKings, we did take that long rate here, 43.25. We did talk about that. Out rate there, that's a 60, that's at 63. So a nice little rate there, nice little 40-cent winner to start the day right there. We do have also CCL to the downside. We do get that short up here at 1738. So our average price right now is 33s. And as you can see, that's at 26. So right now, 2 for 2 to go on the morning. So we're short CCL. That could have been, I mean, how far did that go down here? 17, 20, 21. We'll get some out if it goes back down there. And we are waiting for DraftKings to keep going upside. I am going to wait for 43 to go, or 44, sorry, to go on that one. And then what is our Virgin Galactic saying right now? Downside. So there you go. So there goes that FOMO for that. It is come off. I was always wondering where they're going to get that money from NASA. So we'll wait to see. Wow, here goes CCL, Neil. I wonder if American is also crashing. Look at the futures, guys.
I'm sitting here only 10 cents in the money with the market not doing a heck of a lot. I'm trying to add to that position, but watching NEO as it just got down to 775. I was liking 750 on any kind of a dip. So for me, I'm trying to play the patience game with NIO and not jump in early, but American is headed towards 15 even. I had to add to this one as it continues to fail. So we did have a couple of shorts in here. The first one blew out. Now we added back in a couple of times. 15.15 is my short price. It's the only position I got on. When 15 breaks, I'll start considering to take some profit, but I want to see if we can dig into this one just a little bit deeper.
Oops.
I want to get you guys to U1 just because we knew we were going to be involved in this one at some point today. I did attempt to short it through 350. I did miss it off of the open. We're going to have to get a little more aggressive. We want to be short this one as it's already down 25 points off the open here and continuing to fall. Brennan, what do you got?
Nice look for Genius Brands here. If you're short-sighted or short-minded, guys, 4% to the downside here. Big flush through $3 all the way down to $2.75 on decent volume as well. We're right back to these lows from Friday on GNUS, guys.
Yeah, we've got this one here. CCL, yeah, thank you for that. We'll look at that, flossing this one off right now. Let's just update it and start our position board here quickly. We got to get back to CCL real quick. Okay, CCL right now short 17.35, 28 penny winner. DraftKings right now flat, but we are waiting. There it comes. Okay, here comes CCL right now, crashing through, guys. Go up to my screen. You can see breaking now through 17. We go short again on the 17 break. So this is what we're talking about. It does break that bottom. I do this all the time, man. We wait for 17s to break. So now we don't want to let this one go against us. But we are now short once again on CCL, average price 17.03. Let's go.
Yeah, and there goes through 15 AAL. So we got that 15 price. It continues to flush. I will now start taking profit out. We also jumped into the short in U1 at 322 when 3/4 broke. So I'll take some out in front of 3 even. Actually look to add to my position if it breaks that price. U1 is one of those where you want to sit there, and if you can be short in a trend on this name, you want to make sure you do that. So take some profit in front of 3, short some dips in front of 350, or bounces in front of 350 is going to be the name of the game for me. AAL and U1 are the only names that I'm watching. I am looking for an opportunity in NEO at this point. It is sort of hovering close to that 750 mark. There is a dip down to that price and then snapped right back up. I'd like to see some consolidation before I jump into any kind of a long on NEO, with the market now really starting to slide down.
Yeah, that's for sure. But CCL really not doing anything right yet. So we'll wait to see if that one can come off. We've already captured a lot of profit on this name. Short, out. We got out of everything right here before going short once again. So let's see if CCL can continue this trend to the downside. But watch out here, guys. Futures look like they want to bounce a little bit. So you don't want to be caught holding the bag here, right, Brendan?
Another one bouncing here. Gold, guys, seeing a little bit of action in gold. GDX here, the ETF, 3.7%. Look at the move, straight higher since the open, from 34.30 up to 34.80 now for GDX, guys.
Yeah, and through 350 is Luck and Coffee, guys. It hit that 10% mark. It looks like just a couple of seconds ago, so it's going to be short sell restricted. Trying to get this short through that 350. 365 looks like it's going to be the first level on any kind of a pullback. So as the market comes in, add Luck and Coffee to the list of names that we're looking at here. I didn't mention Hertz, but that's already through that 175 from last week. If it pops anything, I'll be shorting into that name as well.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to get too far away from that. But we said it was go to 140. That's exactly what's happened. If you're looking for a bullish name right here, right now, IDEX about to break $3. That's what I'm taking when it does break. If it fails through, maybe we'll think about a short, but this looks like a breakout to me at 3.
Yeah, and we're going to hold, like I said, we're not going strong on DraftKings until the market opens up here, so we do take that quick little profit. We're holding a little bit still from this level. We're going to give it all the way back to the bottom here. I think we can get back above, so let's just wait to see if we can break through 43.15, and then we'll get some more DraftKings on board right now. Hertz looks like it is going to break, Neil, so I forgot about that one, actually. I do have the shorts on board, but we don't have them on our blotter yet. We're going to wait for this to break this bottom right here, 154. Looks like we're going to do that right now. Volume not as crazy as it had been, so that may be a good sign here. Let's just wait to see how this one wants to float around here. We did get out of a little bit of our CCL, but now, as you can see, futures this has just been such a tricky trade, guys. When it moves, it goes like crazy, and then when it doesn't, it kind of just lulls you here into a position where you think you may have a winner, but we've taken some out on the bottom here, 16.95, 16.96. So let's wait to see if this name, CCL, wants to continue to the downside, and our friend Nio just keeps going down. So we're going to have to find a spot to get in. I am bullish on this name.
Yeah, it's got to do some consolidation for me to like it, but here comes the break right now in IDEX. It just got through 3, but couldn't get any further than that. So, I had a stop break that's going to allow it to have to break a couple of cents above before I go long. That's one of those reasons why you might not have an even dollar stop. You don't want to get tricked into it. I want to make sure we're buying above that price before I trigger. So there you go, through $3 now IDX. I'll pay an extra cent or two sometimes to make sure that we made a real test here. Second time a charm. 302, we're now long. I'm going to quickly put the position board on so you guys can see. One long, a $3 break on IDEX, and short in American Airlines at 15.13. That just got some out there below 15 area. Luckin, I got in the short at 344. And of course, we have U1 at 322. If it takes out 3 even, I'll take some out. Otherwise, I'm shorting that one into 350 pops, guys. But long side for me, IDEX right now.
Yeah, we've got good. That's going to be a good one for sure. We have NIO long here. We took a little small tester at 770. What's up, Brendan?
All-time high close on Friday for Etsy, guys. We're pushing further this morning into all-time high territory. A little bit thinly traded, but up 3% already for Etsy, guys.
A bit of a break here on Hertz. I have to get towards that one. Missed the initial break at 155 at that bottom of the day. Was a pre-market low. It then took out 150. I took some shares there. I feel like I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to chase this one a little bit here and short some pops to get the position that I'm gonna want. I want to be net short, and I kind of want to be sitting in it in Hertz. So I have started it here at 149. I'm willing to add in the mid 50s, short it all the way up to about 165. So engaged in Hertz now for the first time of the day. That happened a little faster than I anticipated.
Yeah, me too. I finally got into Hertz there, but I did miss it, so same way. So good thing you brought that up. So now we are short 51s. We had to pay 51s to get those trades. We'll wait to see if we get 54s still and then give it backside a little bit. But look what we talked about here in the pre-market. The future's now falling down. So let's wait to see our DraftKings. Unfortunately, that gets flushed out. So it's fine. Like I said, we're not going to take any big positions right off the open. That's why we do cash in on that one. So DraftKings 0 for 1 on that one. Right now, though, CCL trying to make a move to the upside, but it looks like it's going to fail. So this is a good shorting spot here, guys. Futures coming down. CCL just trying to get its bearings right now. I think there's a big move to come here, hopefully on some of these names, especially that they haven't been acting that well, which makes me a little nervous. If these futures do turn around, watch out. You don't want to get blown out off the top on these names here. Hertz, now Neil finally going. Good trade here.
Yeah, I'm very happy about Hertz. I just wish I had been able to add to my position on any kind of a pop in the 50s. But look, you're going to stay net short this name, and I'm going to be looking for places to add. And I think you got to get a little bit creative and aggressive. 140 was a key level previously. I will be looking to that as an area to get some shares out in front of. Maybe a place to add on a break. The first consolidation I see at the bottom, I'm going to take some shares off and then short any pop and then short any break through that price. So I'm anticipating it's 140. We just got some out there at 144. I'm going to be getting more shares in here at 148, 149, and this little pop back to the upside. Got to take advantage of every pop that you can in Hertz to stay net short. I do want to get back to one other name, guys. We did take Luckin Coffee to the short side. It is sliding towards this low of the day. I will take some out in front of it, then a breakout through that price. But so far, so good. It's been a roller coaster ride, but a lot of these shorts coming in rather nicely for us. Brennan, what do you got?
We were talking about some of the retailers showing some strength in the pre-market. Here's another one, GPS. Wells Fargo upgrading GPS today, 4.7%. But look at this reversal off 1150, tagged 1150 up there, straight back down to $11 here for GPS, guys.
Yeah, nice win here on Hertz. We'll hit the air horn for that one. We just get some out there at 46. So nice win on that one. We are going to wait here. U1K is coming up to that $3 level. That U1K that we talked about, and that's $3 even. I was going to wait for that. Looks like that's coming through. If you did short 350, congratulations. Good trade there. Yeah, other than that, man, NIO now finally going back upside into the money. I'm going to wait for this one. I'm even going to get more long if we break through 780. So I'm going to dump this one, 779. We are long 771 right now, so it's a nice little 3-penny winner, but we do think there is more to come for NIO, including me getting hella more aggressive upside. So we're going to wait to see here as we go on NIO. We're going to take out some 781s here very soon, but nice little trade there. So we will hit the cowbell for a NIO win, but right now CCL looks like if this goes up to 1725, we're going to be out of that. It didn't fall with the futures we did talk about. A little bit worrisome on that one as Hertz still going, it looks like.
Yeah, and watch out for this IDEX. It's like I try to go long on one of these names. I took a scalp trade some here, but watch out. There's the chop level at about 280. Area stop for me, not hard stop, because technically 278 was a bit of that support level going in the pre-market, but I'm not going to let it get past this price, guys, on a breakout. Potentially, it had a chance to run to about 340, 350, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in the cards. If we can hold 280, I'm very, very likely to see if we can't get some of the shares out to relieve the pressure at 3, but otherwise, no hard stop at 280, but a 280 area stop on the one long position that we do have. I can tell you that U1K is about to break that 3 even. It looks like I did take some profit out in front of that 3, but I am going to be adding to the position on a 3-even break. I'm also going to be shorting it into that 340 range. 350 was the first level I'm looking at for a potential stop on that short. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Higher relative volume 2 days in a row here for Roku, guys. Big move off the open on Friday for Roku. Look at that break of the pre-market high there, 131 up to 134 now for Roku, guys.
Wow, Roku's such a beast there. Yeah, we love Roku. Good name for sure as that one goes. NYSE out there, 77. And then we get some 74s. We're long 71 on this one. So good name here. Good name to go for NYSE. We're going to talk about, we talked about our CCL. Now heading to the upside again. This may be a decent shorting spot for us. So we'll put on a little bit more here and then get out at 17.25 if that does come through. But so far, so good here. We'll update our position board just to show you what we do have. It's 4 pretty decent aggressive names here. So we'll wait. CCL, we got to wait to see if that one's going to print anything. DraftKings, we're still waiting. I'm going to go long. I'm going to show you where. Hertz, again, that's a 5-cent winner. We're not super heavy on that. We would be more if it comes back up. And then NYSE, bang, that one out. That's a big winner for me. We're going to take that and we're going to keep going longer and longer. And we're also going to look at space upside here very soon, 1740-ish on Virgin Galactic.
It just feels like you come in on a Monday and want to sell American Airlines, and then the buyers just step in. Like I said, I took some out when we broke 15, but here comes another test of 15.25 that quarter. It's going to go a second time. You're going to see me reevaluate this trade because, you know, it's trying to bust through. It just got a couple of pennies higher than slammed back down. If it does get definitively into this 25 to 40 range and hold, I'm getting out of this puppy and looking to get back in somewhere else. Everything is in the money with the exception of IDEX, which is closer to flat than you'd expect. But here goes America. I'm not fighting this anymore. I'm just going to take it out. We had a win, and then we had a loss. So it's relatively flat for me on American Airlines. But I'm not going to fight this stock. 4 shorts are in the money right now. 3 shorts in the money, and 1 long basically flat. No reason why I have to fight American Airlines here, but got to watch that JPM. We'll get to that in a second. Brendan, what do you got?
Decent uptick here once again today. Another one in the electric car group, guys. Workhorse, 9% to the upside. Big gap up on Friday. There was a couple of downgrades this morning and price target decreases, but nice look here. Pretty positive for WKHS, guys.
Workhorse is going to be worth a look for me, but right now, JP Morgan has just made a bit of a bottom at 96.50, trying to get back upside, but look at the weakness that you're seeing here. It just can't get any kind of a pop. I was trying to think about a long position here. It's going to have to give you a stronger base than this and maybe a little bit more volume around that 96.50, maybe bounce a couple of times there and I'll get some confidence in JP. So as much as I want to go long, it can't even test anywhere near the pre-market highs, and that's not enough strength with this market sliding to the downside. It's been all shorts that have worked so far, and sort of along that theme, I want to get you back to Hertz because I'm going to be shorting this one on a pop. We've already added one time. I'm going to be adding here again in the 49.50 range, and then just keep on doing so up to 65.
Yeah, here goes NYSE, guys. Big win, big time. Chicken dinner winner on this one. Look at this, guys. 770 there long. We are 782. We did take some more right now in the 80s. Get some out 85, 84. Now let's just let NYSE continue to hopefully head to north side here. NIO. Yeah, it's NEO is the company name, how you pronounce it. We often say NIO. So I did see some people there asking us which way is proper. It's NEO is how you pronounce it, but NIO, ticker symbol. So we'll keep going there. We did get blown out there, CCL. We are trying the long now, and this is what I told you does happen on this stock. We tend to do better like around now. So let's just wait to see what does happen here. CCL, nice long. We're long here 40s. We're going to give this a shot to the upside now, as it seems to be rejecting anything negatively. Obviously the futures did have that move down, and CCL really resisted it down here. So nice little short off the open. Take that low. Doesn't do anything. Now let's wait to see. It's a negative stock for me, but this is getting a lot better right now. Up. Here we go. 10 plus pennies right now. Big move here on CCL. What's up, Brendan?
VNet, guys. Little one here. 12% to the upside. Getting a big cash injection from Blackstone. Just reading about this one. A data center provider for companies, but VNet, big move to the upside. Another one, little thinly traded, but good luck, guys.
Definitely worth a look. I want to jump back to that BYFC for a quick second here. Look at the gigantic flush that it's putting in right now. Huge downward break on BYFC. I'm looking at anything in front of $4 to take this out, but if it takes the pre-market low at 360, that's going to have to be the entry point there. Just got that added hertz that we're looking for, but 360 break, BYFC, 4 even on any kind of a pullback is going to be the look here. We're going to look at Gap in a second. I know some of you guys have been watching that name on the chat here, so that's certainly going to be worth a look. Gap making some big moves with BYFC approaching the pre-market low. That could be a nice break. If it bounces here, I'd wait patiently until about 390 for any kind of a short trade. So add that to your list. One other one before we get to Gap. EVOK is about to try to take out the low as well. If it gets through its pre-market bottom, I think that's going to, sorry, opening range bottom, I think that's going to be another shorting opportunity in EVOK up 80%, guys.
Yeah, big monster win there on CCL, guys. So we're really happy about that one. We talked about going long through 40s. We took that. Look where we're out, guys. High 50s and more to come, hopefully on this name. So we'll wait to see. We also do now take a decent position in space. So let's just see if we can't get a little bullish on this name. We're long right here, 40s. So we're going to wait to see. We did give this one a move to the downside. That's why we did not take opposite of DraftKings, right, guys? We waited for this one to come. Now we're going to wait to see what it wants to do. NIO, kaboom! There it is. Big win on NIO, guys. Big win on CCL right here so far. And they're going to wait to see what Virgin wants to do to the upside here. Long at 1740. We have some outs here. 60s. We'll wait to see if it takes out the top. But so far, so good. Things looking like it wants to continue to the north side here on space. Let's go, buddy. Push through 1750. And then we'll see what kind of a win we do have. Long right now, 1740 space.
Just a quick look over at our luck in position. I'm going to very slowly be reloading into this one. I think it's an easy play here in front of that 350 mark. Also look to break out that bottom. 333 currently is the low. You can add there. I'll probably subtract a few shares at that price and then try to add only on bounces to the upside. Slow, sleepy, but steady action in our direction on that short, guys. One quick one. We were talking just a few seconds ago about Gap. Strong move up 8%. It just broke out through 1150, trying to extend. I think it's going to be a classic opportunity to buy a few dips in here. So I'm going to start at 1150 on any kind of a pullback and then maybe into the 1130 range as well, guys. So 1125, a reasonable spot if you want to give it down to that area. But GPS showing some strength. I know usually we're on the other side of a trade in Gap like this, but strong movement to the upside. The market's relatively flat, so you have to pick the names that are showing you trends, that are showing you relative strength and weakness. Gap showing some strength right now.
Yeah, 1702 coming back in here for space. Looks like it may just wind up breaking 1702. So 17, I was just looking at 1702 because that's where the moving average is here on a 3-minute chart. This is just a 1-minute chart. So let's take a little bit more on the long side here of space and just wait to see if this is going to be the stock for us here today. Again, I do like it. There's a lot of day traders obviously like these kind of names. We're up 15%. Let's just see if it can get some more money into it right now. We'll take a more long here. Change 17. Yeah, I mean, this would have been good if I had an order down here. We'll put one now, 1720, 17 teens. We'll look to average into that one. Hertz, I know we're talking about that as well. That's bouncing around. We'll wait to see. I'm going to see if we can't get some more up here, 150 and change, but we did cash out some at 146. So that was a decent look for us there as well. But for right now, man, let's just keep on rocking and rolling with the positions that we have. CCL long in the 40s here. That was nicely taken out. We are going to hold this one. We pretty much determined that this was going to be a strong name today. I don't know. It just looks like that way. NIO now coming back down. A good spot to think about averaging in as we've cashed out a little bit there. And space right now basically doing nothing. So we're going to wait to see if that can come down. We'll average in here in the 20s and in the teens. But some big positions on right now. Let's just see how they work out for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about on this Monday. And if you're enjoying this kind of action, make sure you hit that subscribe button because most of everything we're trading today, we talked about it from 9 a.m. and you want that notification so you can jump in right away and join along with us, especially with that watch list. Brendan, what do you got for us? Buddy?
Big flush here for NVAX, guys. They just announced a big debt raise as well, $230 million debt raise, so 5%, almost 6% to the downside, straight down from 68 down to $60 for NVAX, guys.
We do.
Wow, and we have free shorts on NVAX, so that always is music to my ears. I'll update you guys on Hertz as it gets closer to 140, but I'm not really taking anything off for profit until it gets to that mid to low 140 range. But NVAX, wowzers, a couple of legs to this little downside here, but I'm actually firmly looking at about 62 to 62.50 on any kind of a pop. NVAX usually pretty good for me. I want to see if we can't continue that trend. Someone was saying IDEX was playing games with their heart. Well, you and I both. Whoever that was, apologies, not seeing it on the chat. I did mention if it got back closer to 3 even, with the amount of weakness it's showing and forming this little wedge here, I don't want it to hang out in the middle of a range and I get caught with too many shares in that middle. So I will alleviate some of my position. I was 294 long average price. I will take some out, in that 96, 97 range, maybe half of it. So we have a smaller position that will allow to that 280. And that way we can hold it for a bigger move. I have some shares I want to get out in front of a quarter if it makes a secondary break. But I'm seeing a lot of chop, and I don't like when these runners start chopping around in that tight range after a failed break. It kind of means there's some weakness in the name. So I have to relieve this pressure when I can for a little bit of a small winner here, guys. It's my only long position. I did mention Hertz. We're sort of heavily short into that one and looking to get more. Luck in working as well, but U1 holding 3 even for now. Brennan, what do you got?
All right, guys, busy start. Let's have a look at what is coming up this morning. We have a brand new educational video for you. Yeah, on FOMO, fear of missing out. Educational video coming up near the end of the show. Stick around 11:50 or so. Valeria will get that link out to you. Learn how we here like to deal with FOMO. Another one to look at here, guys, Disney to the upside. Just had a nice little uptick on volume. They announced their Disney Paris property reopening the end of this week, potentially, guys.
Disney Paris. Okay, so that's a nice one to hear. And the more popular we can get there, the better it is for the travel sector. Obviously, you see, I think it's New York today entering phase 2. So seems a little stage 2, phase 2, whatever it is. Seems a little bit early, but we'll wait to see here. Nice little out again. So we will hit the cowbell for Hertz, guys. Nice little trade happening there. On board, this is what we have right now. And they're all looking pretty good, The day is getting better, I guess. CCL, 8 pennies in the money. We'll wait to see if that one wants to go. We just talked about Hertz there doing really well as well. NIO, we've averaged into that one again. So you'll come and see that. Our average price, 782 still. And then Space right now, we just get into U1K, Neil, as that does break down below as well. So U1K now, your boy short 297 right here.
Yeah, 297, a solid price. I just added to my position at 3. So as IDEX heads northbound, we're long here at 290 as an average price. It was 94. It's a banger to the upside for me here, and I apologize for this. You're going to see some purple. These are not shorts. What happens is if they get coded a short and I have too many offers out, they end up looking like short sells. These are all sells to get out of a long position here. As this one screams to the upside. 3/4 is the first level we're watching, but U1K now heading southbound. So we've got a little Superman action in some of the small caps. Upside here in IDEX. Next stop, hopefully that 325 mark. But we're in the money right now, 20 pennies, looking for 30 or 40. And of course, U1K, which I would like to be short all day long if I can. Brendan, what do you got, buddy?
Typically, when we mention Citron Research and then a symbol next to it, it means downside action. But Citron tweeting about Sonos apparently this morning. And so Sonos, big volume uptick here and a nice move. So almost 7%. Yeah, there it is to the upside for SONO, guys.
Wow, good for them there on that one. Yeah, you are right. Normally, they're tweeting something negative about a company. So when Sonos starts going upside, you did bring us this name before about a possible, come on, chart, about a possible, not a takeover, but that they were maybe a COVID name here. A lot of people sitting at home. So nice little move up. We will find out a little bit more. What is that? 12 break, 1285 upside. Right now, we've got a lot on board. So we're going to wait to see here. Space looks like it wants to, like I said, we've averaged in a little bit here. See, my chart didn't even switch over there to Space. There it goes. We're going to wait to see. It looks like it might break 17 soon. We are averaged into this one. What's this bottom down here? 1690, 1689. I think we're going to wait to see if that does break, but right now not going good for that one. CCL though, that's a great trade. Long, more longs. Let's wait to see. Futures now busting out, so this should be a good one. I don't even have, we are going to drop a little bit of this. Here, I'll cancel that at 60, and then we'll wait to see. That 60 is the high, so maybe 57, 58 here. Get out of some CCLs. We are long 42 here, guys. Big win coming through. NIO also Also a nice little win. We're long at 782. Let's see how high this one wants to go, guys.
I'm going to go with reining the money here. Below of day again in Luck and Coffee. We short each one of these pops. Like I said, this will be one of the easier sort of calm trades where you're just basically taking these pops in front of 50, in front of VWAP, get out in front of low a day. I'm going to hold for any kind of a break to the downside. That one's working very nicely for us. I just put it in the chat. IDEX. So far, it's looking like this was a good reload in front of that 280 area stop I talked about, but a huge battle between 3 and 305 that's being waged right now. The fact that 3 is holding is a great sign for us. I'm going to continue to take some out on the top more aggressively than I was before because of that battle that just got waged, but 3/4 looks like a definite possibility. I'll keep relieving some pressure. This one heading northbound here, so you had to sweat it a little bit, but it looks like IDEX does want to go upside strongly here. Gap just gave us that entry point that we're looking for on the dip. 1150 dip buy. We'll try again here at VWAP. But our second long, hopefully it's as good as IDEX, which is a banger upside here, approaching 315 right now. So in the money, about 20 pennies on that one, guys.
Yeah, guys, and it's cash time as well. NIO right now going nuts to the upside. Big trade for me here. So really, really looking forward to how this one's going to work itself out. We did also talk down here about CCL getting aggressive. Look at that out up there. So that's a nice little out there. We have been hammering CCL today, so it's a good little trade for us here. We've been holding on to it. Let's wait to see. The only trade that's not really, look at NIO, man, just continues to go 89s right now. We got 70s, we got 81s in here as well, then 81s, 82s, again on a break to the upside. So yeah, to say that I believe in this name, obviously I do. Into it 1, 2, 3 times, and nicely cashing in on NIO right now. So the only problem here, U1K, we are short 297. We're gonna give it all the way back here to 330. So we're gonna wait. I mean, this one could be a bad trade. We'll wait to see if this one blows itself downside. We only got out of a quarter of our 20% of our trade here for 5 or 6 pennies, just to get relief some of the pressure. But right now, yeah, NIO, U1K, we can call up if you're joining us for the first time.
I'm dropping the fireworks here, guys. Big seller is about to break on IDEX at 320. We chew through there. I'll take a few more shares off. We got a 288 long. That'll be that 10% mark. Actually, heck, we're here right now. That's that 10% mark that we like to see in terms of a return. So we'll start getting a little more aggressive taking these shares off. But I want to hold some in case we make that run to that quarter that we just talked about. So continued upward trend, and I apologize. These are all sells. Forget the purple and the red there. It's going to seem a little bit perplexing, but those are all sells on a long position. I haven't been short in IDEX.
Look at CCL, guys, still going to the top side. This is what we have on right now. We'll start the board upside, and we'll wait to see. It looks like, I mean, I don't know. The Virgin Galactic here, we do have some shares in that one, and it's not really doing anything right now. 25 pennies against us, but it looks like we'll probably have to get out of that. CCL, 11 penny winner. Hertz, 6 penny winner. NIO right now, just a 1 penny winner, but we've been cashing those out. 89s and 90s there. Good outs, although I still think we break 8. And then U1K bouncing around right now. That's virtually a flat trade at 6 pennies out. So those are the positions we have on, or I have on right now, hoping that CCL can continue its march to the north side here. It is pulling back down a little bit right now. We do have Brendan, I guess, it looks like, over at the big board with Happening Now, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, just like that, half an hour in the books on a Monday. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Pretty muted right across top to bottom here. You can see the S&P in negative territory, only just, but just went red. The Dow as well just went red, 0.09% to the downside. Now, NASDAQ trying to hang out here to the upside, trying to provide a little bit of strength for the market. Tech stocks are the Russell, a full percent to the downside. Small caps not having a good start to the new week. The TSX here in Toronto, pretty flat. BOVESPA down in Brazil also to the downside, but ever so slightly. Let's have a look at a few things here. This is not the right chart. Sonos, yeah, we were looking at that a little bit earlier. Did I put them in the wrong spot? Maybe I did. Air Canada here, one name to look at in Toronto, moving back to the upside. We had a huge flush through 18 all the way down to 770 at the open for Air Canada, but holding 18 now as support. Decent volume. This is one of the only ones that was doing decent volume in Toronto today. You can see huge close on the rebalance on Friday as far as volume is concerned. One more, the banks very weak to the downside, offsetting any kind of strength here in Toronto so far. TD in particular bouncing along 61 right now. The problem with the banks, though, volume very, very light to start the new week, guys. The other one was Kinross Gold. I wanted to show you. I mentioned right off the bat some of the gold names popping up, doing higher volume than expected. Kinross, K.TO, name to look at, guys. Back over to you.
All right, Ken Ross.
Thank you, Brennan. And there goes Hertz right to that 140 mark we've been touting ever since it held $2, ever since it broke that 175, 185 from last week. We said 140 was a key price when this got in the crapper the first time. Now we're looking to break it again. I'm out of everything I'll take out in front of 140. I'm either shorting a pop back into 145, 150, or I'm shorting a break and adding to my position on this short. Already sort of a monster day on Hertz so far. And continuing to head to the upside is going to be that IDEX. We did say this is the only one that we went long today. We like this one on the break. It did get to that 320 mark. We've taken a bunch of shares off. I'm still now holding about 20% of the position for it to get to that 3/4. I think it's a potential breakout through that price one more time, but I'm going to slide my stop from that 280. Now we're going to go back to $3. Remember that battle, 3 and 305. I'm not going to let a winning trade turn into a loser. So this 288 long, that's our average price now. This last little ad here, I'll take that one off. Retakes 3 even. Otherwise, let's go northbound to that 3/4 and see if we can't break it.
1740 here, CCL. Yeah, we did get out of a little bit here just to make sure that we capture all of the profit. Again, we don't want to hold this all the way back, but I'm noticing now, wow, futures busting to the upside there. We got out of some space on that break, but then we reloaded again at 17. So now we're going upside again on space. So Virgin Galactic now, let's just wait to see. We did get flushed out there, no doubt. So we did get out of some of those positions, about 2/3 of our initial position breaking through 17. Then it rejects that break, and then we go long now again. So we'll look to take some off this time, not get super greedy, but look, it never really went against us, or never really went for us. We got as high as 1750 before breaking back down. So yeah, look, everything's going really well for us. Nile back to the day's high right now. Mind you, the pre-market. We'll wait to see if we can't take that out and make new day's high on this name. Here goes Virgin Galactic, finally 1712. We'll wait to see if we get above this area here. 1750 would be a nice little target for us on Virgin Galactic. What's up, Brandon?
Not seeing anything on this one, guys, but Futu, F-U-T-U, 8% to the upside. Pretty thinly traded, but in the category of random stocks going crazy on a Monday, F-U-T-U, 8% to the upside. We've been from 22.40 up to 24 already, guys.
Yeah, there goes IDEX. One more time. We'll go the catapult this time. And look, I'm going to try and break this down. You made a really good point there. I think it was Kyle I just responded to in the chat. One of the things I talk about for breakout trades is give yourself room for that fake out. So you take, I don't know, call it a quarter, maybe half, a third, whatever you're comfortable with for your position. So when it retests the next level down and tries to wick everybody out, whether it's the algos, whether it's bigger traders, you don't want to get stopped out there. You want to see if it holds that support and then add back in. Once you do see consolidation down there, then you can start aggressively getting it. Because here comes that 350 mark. Look, it's going to be a monster win here on IDEX. We're going to get some shares out in front of 350. What a crazy run it's been through that 3/4 break finally. So these shares were taken off for a 60-cent win right now on IDEX. Like I said, break even or 3 even stop. If you never add it to your position, it's a break even stop. If you did add in that consolidation, we talked about an area 280 as our key level, and I love it when you guys ask those questions because sometimes it's going fast and I throw a stop order in there or I have a stop area and I don't mention it to you guys. Always call me out and say, hey, where's your stop on this one? Where can I load back into it? It was that 280 mark we talked about.
Yeah, we're getting out some NIO here again now. It's really high. I think we can get a chance to reload once again around 780. So NIO's been big stock for us today, one of our better ones here as we go. CCL is coming back down, so we get out of that one. Now we are flat CCL. We wipe our hands of that, and we'll wait to see now what it wants to do. It looks like it's coming cracking back to the downside. I think this is going to be a good short now because, look, the futures are high, and this name has kind of given it up here. So we'll wait to see. It's right at its key levels, though, man. So I don't know. This is just, I mean, look how choppy this has been here, and then choppy to the upside. Not really moving too smooth. We could check out AAL. Haven't traded that one today. We are waiting for Virgin Galactic to keep going here. AAL, once the chart loads up. Okay, 1555 high. It looks like, again, I don't know. Needs to get through this, man. I mean, I know it looks low, but if AAL can get to 1495, that's probably a good little spot to start beginning to short. Other than that, man, we're waiting on U1K. No big deal, but we are short below 3. It's above 3. right now, so we'll wait on that one. And other than that, it's just kind of a 16 penny winner kind of day here on Hertz. We still are short 152, looking to get some more out here. Wow, 132. We just got some at 136, thought that was pretty good. But right now, NIO looking to be a penny, or sorry, Hertz looking to be a penny stock again here, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be all over it when it becomes a penny stock. I got to be honest with you. For me in Hertz, I've been taking it off and adding to it. So I get out in front of 140 and then add to it on a 140 break. Thank you very much for the reload there, Valeria, on the coffee. We're going to need it on this Monday because we're pretty active in some of these names here today. So lots of ways you can play Hertz. You can take the initial short. You can add multiple times. You can short on any kind of a break. You can short on any kind of a pop. We're endorsing anything and everything as long as you're not holding along. That's just my humble opinion on Hertz. I'm going to quickly put the position board on for you guys so you can see. We do have a few on here and some that I have not gotten back to. I still have some U1 at 301. That's at 305. I'm basically going to sit here unless it pops back up to 25 or so. I won't look to add anything. Let's look, see if it can't flush to the downside. Gap hasn't moved on 1150 long. It's basically right there. So I got this one that's basically flat. Big time win, of course, in IDEX. It's coming back a little bit. I'm long at 288. It's in the money, 50 pennies. It failed at 350. I'm going to hold some for that break if it gets there. And of course, Hertz, the big one, added to it again. First shorting in the high 140s. Now we shorted 140, and we're continuing to run that one to the downside. I'm going to give one last one to you and take it off there and leave it for last. Luckin Coffee. I just got my reload on our coffee. Yeah, there's the break, guys. We talked about 3 even coming in. I'm going to start taking some shares out. Why? Check out this buyer here, or sorry, seller here at 312. 350,000 shares. I'm short, at 344. If I can take some off on this in this area, if he does break, I got to go ahead and do that, guys. So you got to take an opportunity when you see sellers like that. Take advantage, get out of some of your shares. It's a huge trade for us, already getting that 10% gain that we're looking for as that offer just got taken out. And I take some shares out as it breaks, guys. So right there live on the show, you saw a big seller. Good place to take profit on a monster short up here in front of 350. And I said this one was going to be a slow one, consolidating. You could have bought it on the break. You could have sold it on the break. You could have sold it on a pullback. You could have sold it off the open. Lots of ways you could do it. Shorting a Luckin Coffee all day long. And now we'll take a sip of my better than Luckin Coffee.
You don't know if it's better than Luckin Coffee or not. Come on.
I literally have no idea because obviously I've never had it.
Right,
so.
right. There you go. So, okay. Space right now. Nice little win to the upside here. We did take that loss, but then we took more shares here going through 17 and now cashing some out at 1720-ish. So a nice little win there. Everything's winning for us right now that we have on. Obviously, we've talked about Hertz a little bit. Good out again down there, 35, 36. NIO right now. Whatever, we took some more 85s there. I was hoping to reload a little bit lower, kind of like in the 75 area down here. It only gets as low as 79, and then it comes right back to 85 right now. So I don't know. I don't know if there's enough legs in this one. I would have thought that it would have got going before. We can always wait for $7.90 to come here on NIO. But right now, we'll have to wait. It's just not moving the way we thought it would. Maybe takes out some of these lows. We're still waiting for 750 to break. We're not going to get out of any NIO, but this should be a good name. Okay, that's it for me right now. Let's go over to the big board with Brendan and see about some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at a few more names to look at so far this morning. They're upgrading, guys. The hotels are starting to upgrade some of the hotel operators, Marriott and Hilton on this board, but still in negative territory on the day. Campbell's Soup, an interesting look off the open this morning, had a decent opportunity, 1.2% to the upside. We talked about this one, Gap, GPS, really nice looking chart. Trending to the upside at this point, 8% plus. To the downside over there, Kraft Heinz, Marathon Oil. I'm going to show you that chart in a second. Oil obviously a little bit higher on the day, so interesting look to the downside. Murphy Oil Corporation, second one there, getting the downgrade treatment so far. Yeah, there's Gap. Nice gap to the upside for Gap. $11 held as support there. We're at $11.50 now, kind of trending to the upside. If you're looking for relative strength, have a look at the retail group once again. MRO, 3.2%. Big flush down to 605. Bounced off 605. You go to a daily time frame, $6 really the bottom on a daily time frame for MRO. So let's see what happens if we get a retest for Marathon to the downside. Guys, back over to you.
75.
I was just putting in the chat here, the one position I have on that's really not looking too great is this dip buy in gap. I was looking to add to it at VWAP. I probably even told you that, but the first time it bounced, weak bounce off of VWAP, it's trying to do it again. So, I'm very reluctant to add in that kind of a situation. I might just leave this one alone. If it wants to take out the top, that could be a better place to get out of some shares here. But the market is sliding to the upside, trying to get towards that 3,100 over in the ES, and the NASDAQ is right at its high, but gap just not nearly following through like I expected. So that could be a losing trade to the long side if it breaks that 11.35 mark. We'll risk about 15-20 cents. But let's throw it to Valeria. She's got something for us.
Hey guys, we're just 4,000 away from reaching 50,000 subs. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet and join us every day live at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Guys, please show your support and smash the like button. Almost 4,000 viewers. Please do a quick click and we will be happy. And of course, stay tuned for our next educational video about FOMO. I'll be sending link on the chat, so stay tuned and don't miss. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, it's coming back to us now. Yeah, thank you, Valeria. Yeah, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. We do have the FOMO video coming up right now. And we do have a little bit of FOMO here on NIO. We've been going long. It's been a great trade. Didn't get enough up here out. So now we'll have to wait to see what it does to the backside. Gonna relieve some pressure down here at 775 if I have to. But right now we will see what's gonna happen here on NIO. That one we are long. We are long space. We're gonna wait. We took a lot out here up to 17 and change. So I'm still thinking we can get all the way up here. So let's just wait to see. We're going to drop it if it comes back downside again. We're trying it on space. So let's wait to see what that does. Hertz, good out there. Nice little out. Can't be much better than that. We're going to hit the perfect sign for this one. Getting out at the bottom of the day, basically. I mean, the complete bottom, 133, but out at 36 a couple times. Good little out as it comes back into 43 right now. What up, Brandon?
IOTS, guys. Interesting look here, 3.5%. There was a deal with, I'm going to check on the buyer, but there was a deal in place. Looks like they got approval for the deal. So I believe it's $12.55 on the closing price for this one, but IOTS up big time on that news this morning, guys.
I just want to do a quick little review on IDEX. Now, I do still have some of this position here, and I said we'd hold some for a 350 break, but remember a couple of levels that we talked about here, and I'm going to go with a little something different here. Sean, I know you're a Street Fighter guy, but it's finally happened. We have what I've been looking for, which is flawless victory over here, Mortal Kombat. Thank you. Although I'm more of a Sub-Zero guy, that's fair enough. Scorpion will have to do. We talked about a 325 break. That's the impetus to get out most of these shares here at 330. That was about a 50-cent win. At the very top, we were taking 60-penny winners, and we're trying to hold for a bigger play here. Now, the reason I'm going to recap for you guys that I still have some of the position and why I'm still holding a 288 short in IDEX is the battle at 3 to 305. If it holds that level, I think we get another test to the top and then maybe look at a 350 break. So, again, this is one of these big time moves to the upside. Usually I'm fading them. If I see enough sell action or see a level that holds well enough and see some sellers start to come in here, I will short this name. Don't get me wrong. You see me short these all the time, just not today on IDEX. It was too big of a break, too much strength being shown after it failed break downside at the open. You got to look for breakouts at that point. The buyers have not gone just yet. But when they do, you will see me jump in. 3 to 305 is that first level breakdown that'll get me to think about shorting this, guys.
We're still waiting for U1K to go here, so we're going to wait. We haven't averaged in at all. These movers can happen, so we'll just wait to see. I don't really care. We lose 30, 40 pennies on this one. That'll be what it is, but we are waiting for another drop. We did take some off right away there, short 98s or 97s, I think, and out 92s there. So we'll wait to see now what U1K wants to do to the upside. I just have an out here. Where's my stop order? I'm using stop orders on this name because, again, I'm not going to sit here. It's like watching paint dry. It's not really moving. If it does hit certain extremes, we'll get out. But I believe we're up here at 325-ish. So we'll wait to see if that one wants to come out. I do not know. NIO now dropping back down below. So we did average in a little bit here, and then we got out of that average, just taking a risk to see if it's going to go higher. So now we're going to wait again for a 780 break. May or may not happen. We're going to average in more if it does break through 780. So I do like NIO to the top side today. And Virgin Galactic Galactic, I mean, I'm hoping this goes to the moon, but it's been a little bit of a roller coaster today as it goes upside, then comes back down, and now we're waiting once again for yet another break to happen or to not happen on Virgin Galactic. So we're holding those shares now, waiting to see. We're going to give it to this bottom again, 1680 or so. But right now it's kind of, futures not really doing much except for going upside. But a lot of these longs that I have on anyways don't really seem to be working. So we may revisit DraftKings soon. Look at CCL, guys. Market going up, CCL just pushing back to the downside. Nice outs up here, though.
Sean, same thing pushing back to the downside as the market goes up in American Airlines. I was just having a quick look there, but now I just saw JPM turn positive on the session, breaking 97.80. 98 was a breakout that we said we were going to like. Now that we've shown some strength, I now like some dip buys into 97 even. I wanted to see JP Morgan show me that we have the buyer step up here because it's been a tricky game going long in some of these financials. So watch out. 98.11 is the pre-market high, so we'll actually wait for that to get taken out instead of the even dollar area. So watch for a breakout here in JP Morgan. Otherwise, I'm looking for a VWAP sort of buy on any kind of a dip. We can start that at 97.30, 97.40, somewhere in that range. I haven't traded JP Morgan yet, but I said I wanted to. Those are the two ways that we're going to do it, the dip prices or the breakout, 98.11.
What about Facebook? Facebook trying to make some new highs. Oh, a lot of the talk here on Roku as well. So we can go back and look at Roku here, 133, high of 135 today. It was rocking and rolling early. Bang, got going real easy there off the open. Thanks for you guys bringing that to our attention. We did not have this on our board. 134.50 right now on Roku. I see some confetti. What's up, Brendan?
Neon Node, little tech company, guys, popping up here this morning, 18% almost. Just holding $9 here. There's a buyer down there, it looks like, at $9. They have a holographic technology that was selected as one of the tech products of the year over in Sweden this year. So popping up on that news. Look at the volume that came into this thing this morning, guys.
Yeah, SINT back in my position board here as it just took out this opening range bottom at 250. I got slipped all the way to 245, but this will be my fourth short on this one. Check that, actually fifth short on this one. Very mixed results, so 2 winners and 2 losers. The pre-market ones were better. We're now back dipping into it after it failed a couple of times here at $3. We don't short it on this consolidation. I probably should have, but busy trading some other names that all worked out well. But SINT, I'll take some off every 10 pennies until we break this 220 mark. If that happens, the next stop for me is 2 even to the downside SINT, to the upside in our good friend IDEX. Look, I talked about that battle at 3. I didn't add on this dip. It only got to about 310. It never really strongly tested that 3 to 305 area that I liked. So no add for me here, but if it cannot extend back towards the highs, do watch out if you're still holding this long. If it bounces off that nice support area that we liked after the breakout, you got to make sure that it can get back up towards that 350 and test it. If it doesn't do that, you're probably going to want to make sure you take your profits like I've done on just about everything in IDEX.
Okay, we get long here, NIO right here, back down. We talked about getting a little bit more longer at the bottom right now. So we'll wait to see. Look, I mean, this thing could still break. It's been such a strong name here. Futures are upside, but it does look like it's giving some back. So we're not going to give this to lower than right here, 760. I'm not going to give it all the way to this wick because, I mean, if we break down here, then it's quite clear that we're chasing a dream here. So we're not going to do that. We're going to wait to 760 break and then get out of NIO, but we do take a little bit more of a shot right now. We're also into Square right here a couple times at 103. So our average price right now, 103.30. This one's rocking to the upside right now, up 5 and a bit percent. The futures are high though right now, so we will test Square, but we're only going to give it back to this breaking point, 103 and change. So right now Square working a little bit for us. It doesn't really matter. This is our spot. So right now Square trying to make it through, guys. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. We do have a video coming up on FOMO. And that is coming up after the show. Unfortunately, here it is. Yeah, we'll put out the coming up right now. Coming on, there it is. There's Valeria pointing to it. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's right on the bottom there. Fear of missing out. So if you miss out on a trade earlier today and now you're kicking yourself, you may exactly want to watch this video. But right now, no FOMO on Square other than the fact that I want it to get upside here. We do feel that we've missed this little move. This was a decent break. Let's see if we have another one on board right now, especially if these futures go Square probably takes out up here 103.80 days high, 5.5% right now, guys.
And our SINT, I did take one leg out. We're going to take a couple more, but I'll give you this one, Sean. I just tweeted this one out, and I know it's your line, but okay, guys, I reloaded on Luck and Coffee. We talked about this in front of that $3 area. I took some at 320 here on this little pullback. Now it's time to reap the rewards here. If it breaks 310, makes that run at 3 even, I will take some profit. But remember, there was a big order down here that got us out the first time at 313. There is a battle being waged at that price. It would be a higher low. So you got to make sure you're taking that profit. We said short breaks. We said short on any pop. Reload every chance you can. Stay short Luck and Coffee until it breaks that 3/4 mark. But it is 10:20. That means time for small cap recap. Let's go to Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's have a look at a few names that were moving around in small cap world today. We were mentioning at the Happening Now segment that small caps very, very negative so far today. I'll show you a few of them, all moving to the downside. EVOK we talked about in the pre-market very quickly. 62% still in positive territory. They had FDA approval on a diabetes treatment that came through for them. Real simple here, $5. Above that, long, stays below, you short it. Pretty easy entry there right at the open. Got all the way up to, I believe it was 498 was the high. So all kinds of opportunity to be short. We're trading at, yeah, what is this now? 375-ish on EVOK. So huge move back to the downside after that initial pop higher. BYFC, we talked about two things. 460 back here on Friday was a bit of support, and then above that, $5. So I only got one offer filled there, had a bunch more up to $5. So nice easy trade down to $4, 50-cent winner. Why not to start the morning? That thing is still pushing new lows on the day. Wanted to talk about this one. U1K was really, really hoping for a pop to short this thing into these levels. So we had $4 and then $4.20. We talked about a bit of consolidation on Friday. No pop whatsoever. There was a little retracement there just before the open. That ended up being the opportunity. So if you missed that little pop through 360 there, hasn't done much, down to $3. Volume already dying out on U1K. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome. Hit the like button and hit subscribe. Let's get to 50,000 this week. Please join us every day. We do this every single day that the market is open. Back over to Neil.
A quick little out for me here, and I'm going to go with, I don't know, it's a cash cow. Why not? We'll see how that one looks for you guys there. BYFC, break of the low here at 360. I don't get any shares until 355. I just took some out there, 44, continuing to slide to the downside. So another big win here when it comes to the short side trade. It is what it is. A lot of these are coming in rather heavily. I'll take another leg out on BYFC. So bottom break over in BYFC. Of course, we did have that break in SINT that just went to the downside as well, guys. So a couple of long positions I have on. Good time to update the position board because it's mostly short and a few of them are nicely in the money for us, but I can't get too far away from our best long position, which has been IDEX. That's still in the money, 288 long, but a 3 even is my stop. If it doesn't test 350 soon, we're probably going to be out of that one. BYFC, we just added to the short side there. That's at the top of the board. That's not a long position. That was me covering some of my short at 355 at 340. So 15-cent win on that one. We also have shorts in Hertz at 139. That's coming back down, basically flat now. We've been shorting every single pop we get. Luck in short 321. That's in the money for us. U1, we've been sitting in this one at 3 even basically the entire morning long there, guys. So most of these names working for us. Gap is the one long I don't love as much. I'm not adding to that position. I'm stopping at 11.35, risking 15 to 20 cents. If it can't hold up, I thought there was some strength in that name today. Doesn't look like it. So Gap could be on the losing side, believe it or not, of a long trade.
Yeah, here goes Square. It just does pop there to 51. Maybe should have got some out. We are long right now, 28. So we'll wait to see if Square wants to go. I know we're taking out the futures want to get going here. If we can break through 3,100, then watch out for this to the top side, obviously, as we're going. So NIO right now, nice little pickup down here. Bang, bang, bang. And then out at 69. So a nice little long retracement back here on NIO, making back some of that money there. We're flat on NIO today. We're up now. now, but we did give up the ghost right there when it did drop through. Average in 66, average at the bottom right now, and now getting some out in the 70s. So, hey, man, that's a win. As I've been saying, I have to fix this board. I'm also going to hit explode money here. We'll see how that's going through for NIO so far today. Here goes Square, guys. Let's make sure that we maybe take some off here. 54s, 50s or so. Nice little move to the top side here in Square. Need to make sure we capture some of these profits, as it does look like the futures want to get going here. So we'll sit right here in the 50s, get some out on one more little pop up through here. See if we get some 54s, 53s, get out of some Square. So that's going to be a good little winner there. I know Neil's been talking about Hertz. We're still short that one. There goes it. So we just take a nice little chicken dinner winner there. Square to the upside. Nice little win. Average in again. Waiting for this one to go 5.65%. Is Space doing anything? 1674, no. So we tried this one early, took a little bit of profit there, lost on this position, out now and flat. Let's check out DraftKings one more time as well, as that one we did take a shot early. Yeah, win, out, and now we just have to do nothing because they ain't doing anything. We'll wait to see if it gets above this level here. 42, not a bad long here if the futures keep going, but I'm really happy right now with one long, and that is Square. Nice little 30-penny winner right here, guys.
Yeah, I've been looking for the long in JP Morgan. It hasn't gotten through that high of day for the breakout trade. It hasn't given the pullback into VWAP. It's just sort of sitting in the middle here. If we get a break of 97.60, watch out, because very, very closely following that, I think, is going to be that entry point into VWAP. The futures, you got to watch out. We're riding that high of the day right now, so any kind of a dip, you watch out for the strength there. But I think we're pretty decently positioned both to the long and short side, just in case that does happen. But I do like JPM through the top. I'll maintain that 98.11 or so breakout price, and then still looking for 97.30. Nothing too much has changed in terms of hunting that position. Let me get you back to U1K, because I've been sitting in this short the entire time. We did take it through 325 initially, and then took it out in front of 3 even, added on a break. It never pulled back into our original price, so no more ads for me yet. Just hanging on for dear life. And I said I wanted to be net short this one as long as we hold that 330-ish mark. And that's what we're going to do over here in U1. It's now back in the money. There's a dip below 3 even. I won't take anything off until it gets down to that 280 mark and then test that first quarter.
And here we go, Square, there it is. Big win right now for Square, guys. We talked about getting this one long down here, and there it goes, breaking through 104, 104, 105. Catapult time, Square, a nice little win to the upside here. So sometimes you got to trade the names that are moving, and I mean, one of those is Roku as well. So right now, Square, nice win, breaks through 104. We did get some out there, 95, 96. So let's wait to see what else this one has in store for us. Square, monster win right now, get through 104 again. There it goes again. So as these futures go, so does Square. I own this name at $35 off of like 3 months ago, so this has been a great one for me, needless to say, but unfortunately, I did dump some of my PayPals. I see that one's rocking and rolling today as well. We did get out of some NIO on that move up. We did talk about that one, so now it looks like that's going to come back in again. NIO, we were bullish on this name for sure. We did make some money early. We did think it was going to keep going. I actually even had an 805 break targeted up here as well. That didn't happen, so right now, NIO coming back to reality a little bit here. It's been on quite a run, so we're going to leave this one alone. I'm going to see if it can come to the backside, but right now, just let this one float around a little bit. We've picked up some nice prices. My average price now is a beauty. This one's highs of the day right now, Square, and we got you, buddy. Good trade.
I'm going to go with the winner chicken dinner. Didn't have it for Father's Day yesterday. We had some delicious barbecue burgers that were, I'm loving it. You got to whip that out when it's like 30 degrees here. 35 with the humidity yesterday, but still a good day to fire up that grill. SINT coming back to earth along with a lot of these other smaller names here. I just took some more out. I talked about that 2 quarter. It was a 250 break. We got 45, so you'll get a 20-cent win there. I'm still holding half the position. I did want us to take out this little level from the pre-market at 220. When that happens, I did mention there was a heck of a buyer at $2 in the pre-market. You can see when I shorted this a couple of times how aggressively I was getting out, because there was just all kinds of buyers that stepped up there with iceberg orders, and I wanted to make sure we get out in front of them. If we test her again, I want some on board, but I'll probably take a lot off and then look for a 2 even break if it gets there on SINT. Brendan, what do you got for
A
us?
little software name, guys. Box here, BOX up 7%. They updated their short interest this morning, and I guess it was a little bit less than first thought, through $20 at the open there. We're up to 21.24. BOX, nice look, trending to the upside, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe. Really want to get to 50,000 subs this week, so hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, guys.
I think we should be able to get to 50,000 subs this week. No problem. So yeah, you're right though. We need that subscribe button to be hit. So smash that. We do have our FOMO coming up after the show as well. And if you want to see about that, we'll show you the thumbnail once again coming up. Okay, come on, Square. We need this to go. What is that? Subscribe. That's to hit the like and subscribe. But there it is. The FOMO video coming up, guys, right after the show at 11:50 actually during the show. We'll be dropping that one. Valeria will put the link in the chat. So if you're new here, that's what we do. And you're going to see another market wisdom video there. It's a big one. Go to our market wisdom page. We already talked about VWAP today. We talked about FOMO. That's going to be there as well. Buying the dip. We've done that a couple times today here, including right now in Square. Dips down here a little bit. We buy it. And then you're seeing what's happening right now, getting out for nice little 70, 80 cent winner as we go here on Square. So let's wait to see if that one can come through. U1K finally makes another move to the downside. So we're going to wait on that to see if we can't even get lower and lower. My bids are like in the 80s on this one, and if not lower, because we held this one against us about 15 pennies. So we'd like to win at least 20 on this one. So we'll wait to see on U1K. I think we got this. We'll just see here what it wants to give up. But the future's turning a little bit here. So let's get out of some of these positions. Hertz is an 8-penny winner as well right now, guys.
Yeah, looking at this JPM starts to roll over as the futures, like you said, top bound there. Mentioned that 97.60, if it broke, you could very rapidly get that VWAP test. I've been waiting for a pullback. We missed the first dip on JP Morgan. If we can hold the second one, I'm going to engage in our first long of the day in this sector and in this name, which we wanted to be hunting in. We tried to be patient. That's probably cost us some. We missed a chance at a 97 break back to the upside. I don't want to miss a dip buy opportunity on JP Morgan if we can base out here around 97.30. So firmly on the radar now. We do have 8 positions on. Looking like a 9th. He's going to come in here in JP Morgan rather shortly. Brendan, what do you got?
Just searching for something on this one. Fastly, guys. FSLY 8.6%. Look at this move. Straight higher, 65. We're approaching 70 now on FSLY. Going to keep looking for some sort of catalyst to this. Volume decent on this as well, guys.
Oh, I hope we do find a catalyst there, Brendan, because if I see up on good volume and no catalyst whatsoever, I'm usually going to look for an opportunity to be short in this one. But I don't want to be playing blind here, and I do have enough positions on. So, we're going to resist the temptation at least for now. But, I look at FSLY making just fresh highs and another parabolic move to the upside. This one has been running. At some point, they get overextended, and I'm going to be looking to short it. But without a catalyst and understanding this move in particular today is a big one, I'm going to stay back just a little bit before we get a little bit of news here and see if we can't figure out what's going on with this name.
Okay, yeah, U1K not breaking at all. Square back to the upside again. We've been dumping some of these just to make sure we have our profits. I do have another bid down in the same area here, but here it goes. Just wants to rip. So that's great for us. We will just continue to hold that one and see how high up Square can go today. Big win for us on that one. We are short JP Morgan now as well, so we'll wait to see what that one wants to do. We're not going to give that much room. And U1K, I mean, I'm not going to say this is a daybreak or anything, but we're going to wait to see. Because if this one does tank, we have this on. So let's wait to see. We do have 304 there, some size. It's going to get chewed up, man. 7.5 million shares. You don't really have to worry about size on the level 2. We know that can get eaten up. So that's like the least of my worries right here on this name. But as we go, man, these is what's moving around. We got to trade the names that are moving today. Let's check back on Microsoft.
Sean,
I don't think this is one of them.
Big buyer at 15 even on American Airlines. This one's coming back in after a failed 15.50 break. Just showing you level 2 here. Big buyer at 15. I wanted to be short this one. We took one shot at it. It did not work out. We took some profit around 14.90. So at first it was a 20-cent win, and then we get blown out at the top here. So I'm down on this stock. I'm looking to short a break here. I think you can also do it, like if you have direct market access like we do, you can engage in a trade where you maybe go long at 2s and 3s. You get out at 10, 11. You get that 5, 10, 15 cent type win over and over again. But all along, you're looking to short it when 15 breaks. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So if you see me long at 2 and 3, it's not that I love it. I'm just going to play along with that game using 15 as my out and reversal point on American Airlines. Brandon, what do you got for us?
One we haven't mentioned, guys. Walmart, big gap to the upside, or not big gap, but decent gap to the upside on an upgrade today. I think it was UBS with the upgrade on Walmart today. Just noticed breaking back above this 121 for Walmart, guys.
All right, I took that Fastly here, so we're going to wait to see right now. 69, we took out the top there. Fastly, Brendan brought this name to us, up 9 and a bit percent. Let's just see what it wants to do here to the downside. 68, 78. I always look to see, like, you know, in case it fails, where do we want to get out, right? And we have a little bit down here, some action, 69, 70 or so. We'll probably give this one 68, 80, give this one a little bit of room. Fastly now to the upside. We are long this name, so let's wait to see what that one wants to do. Fastly long, Square long still. U1K short, JP Morgan short. So right now, that's what it is. And the Hertz name, we keep having that one short as well. Only one position for me on this one, 51.5 short. Got some out for a very nice out there, 136. Now it's heading to the upside now. So Hertz will get a little bit more out here as we go, but I am liking so far what we've got on board. JP Morgan now going to the bottom side here. We're short 39. Let's wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm actually in that point where we're starting to add, we'll look to add anything in more in Hertz. 144, I'm actually sitting on this offer. We'll take some there. I'll take some. If it gets to 150, I'm going to stay net short that name. You sort of have to pry that one from my cold and dead hands on Hertz. I'm going to stick with the short. One more name for you guys here. That EVOK did pull back in, and there was a 420-ish break. We did miss out on that one, but now looks like $4 is the level to test. Just added to that short and Hertz at 144. But EVOK now looking like 4 even would be that pullback level. Quickly going to put up the position board for you guys. You know, you can sort of soak it all in here, but we got a lot on this board. We still have that BYFC that's in the money for us on a 355 short, taking a bunch of profit on it already. The one I want to highlight, SINT, that's in the money over 20 pennies for us. I'm taking everything out in front of 2 because 2 is a big buyer and a big break opportunity. I did reload in Luck and Coffee. It's right here, right now, 321. We're reloading these 324, or in the range of 320 to 325, 330 top on that. I just started a JP Morgan long in front of VWAP as well, so that's another new position I'll throw to you guys. And we just added to Hertz as well. The rest are all names that we've had on the entire time, and I know it's a lot. You can see some of them come across the bottom. And we are working on a new position board that'll be debuting at some point in the near future. It's a little bit easier to read, and hopefully you guys can follow along there. But until then, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat, guys.
Yeah, guys, look at Square. Yeah, that's a big one as well today for us. So we'll take that one to the long side and rain down some money on Square. What a great trade this has been. This is called buying the dip down here. Dips down, we take that long right in this range here. Take it, now rip that thing to the top side. So Square, yes, sir. Nice little win there. Big trade there. You know, might be the biggest here so far. So we'll wait to see if that one can keep going. Our Fastly is putting me to sleep right now. It looks like it gets going here. Now we have to wait for it to regroup. It does go in the money about 80, goes up to 69.80. I guess that's the day high. We're long here at 60, so it does go 20 cents for us. We'll take a little bit out if it does that again, and then wait to see what this optional eligible spot at 70 has to say right now on Fastly. So Square upside, JP Morgan, we got a short on that name, but wait to see here. Fastly, we're long right here. So if there's any more news on this one, Brendan, let us know. I know we're throwing to you right now. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, a little bit of a higher call volume, call buying. That's all I can see really on that Fastly. All-time highs, though, for that one, FSLY. We mentioned these guys, too. Some of the chip makers still showing some strength, 1.3% for NVIDIA. However, it's been up here to 376 a couple of times and looks like it might be having some trouble with 376, guys. A little bit of congestion here back on Friday as well, guys.
Someone just asking about SINT. For me, I told you I was short. If you're looking for a place to get out, certainly 220 has been holding right now. If you're in the long position, I mentioned a big level at $2. That's where I covered a short in the pre-market, where there was a lot of sort of support at that price. So those are the two places you would want to consider. You got to have some kind of an out, acknowledgement of where you're going to be wrong. For me, this short that I have on, I'm giving it to about 250 to 255 area stop, not a hard stop, but the trend for now is with me. No reason for me to take off my short position as we are liking what we're seeing in this name back to the downside, SINT. It's been a few shorts. This one looking like it's going to be the best of the bunch, at least in the short term. I want to get back to IDEX. I don't want to ignore something just because it happens to be in the money for us. It is putting in lower highs. It's bounced off of 3, that price that we're looking at, that break, not break even for me, but that break even on the breakout trade if you had that one off of the open. So watch out. I wouldn't let it travel past here if you're looking for a long. Once we're below that 3 even price, I'm going to start to think about only shorting this name. So, you know, it's going to be a big time reversal for me on a 3 even break. We're still long at 288, but if it doesn't start testing towards that high soon, we're going to give up on that one. But do keep in mind, sometimes you will see big plays in the afternoon. If it breaks 3, but then holds these pre-market lows, you could see a secondary break in the afternoon, so don't get too far away from it if you can only go long. Just make sure that you do get a bit of a base around 260, 265. If that fails, all bets are off, and it's only shorts.
Guys, I'm going to tweet this out here because, you know, what kind of the structure this was for Square here. It's been a big trade for us today. Like I said, I think P&L-wise probably the biggest for Neil or myself. We'll wait to see, though, if this one can keep going. Square right now, 103.30 to the downside. Nice little buy there. If you haven't followed me yet, come over and do it now if you want to. Anyways, there's Zero Hedge. Florida cases rise 3% versus 3.7. Okay, so that's good. Maybe that's why we get a little bit of a boost now, but I'm going to put this up here on Twitter today at Trader TV Sean, 3,000 followers. Join the party, tweeting stuff all about Father's Day and whatnot, and we're going to put this one on here. And again, if you're a beginning trader, there it is right there, out more and more and more. Look at this. If you guys want to go back, look at some of the charts. Why did we do something? Why didn't we do something? That's why I put these up here. So if you want to, follow me here. I'm also on Instagram, guys, but here goes Square, another 88 cents. So this is an 88-cent winner. Down here, the 103.18. That's our big buy. This is a $1.50 winner. That's what we call home runs, guys. Square right now to the upside. Let's just keep this party going.
And you're going to have that party going in hertz continually every time it comes up. Look, we already loaded up several times to the downside, already took some big trades, already got some out at this little bottom here on the way back up at 130. But you're going to see me jump back into this short every time it tries to pop in front of that 150. That was the original breakout trade. But remember, 160 is where this all started, guys. So you don't want to get too far away from this one. SINT, I literally just talked about it. So if you were long and you're holding it through 220, it just broke that 220. Next stop will be that 2 even. I still have 245 on the short. I will take some off midway. I will take some off in front of 2. I will be flat if it gets to $2 again, and then look for a 2 even break. But I personally just would not hold it through 2 even if I was long. I think if that level can't hold, it did from the pre-market. If it can't hold a second time, watch out for the floodgates to open up. This stock was 77 cents on Friday. Let's be realistic here. If you can take some profit on that, fair enough. But if you bought at the top, you got to have an out, guys.
Yeah, you guys want to be realistic here. Let's take some profits on JP Morgan. A nice little 40-cent win here. We are short a 97.40. We just took some out, 30 cents there. We took some out at 12. Now we're breaking low on JP Morgan. So nice little trade here, bringing this back to life a little bit here. 97 and change. We just took some out right there. We're going to go short again through 97. So let's just make sure we take some off and capture some of this profit as it comes. So that's why we get some out right there. Nice little win for JP Morgan, 30 cents right there. So we did take that. 30 cents on JP Morgan, $1.50 there on Square as it keeps going fastly. We did take double out right there. It looks like, guys, like I said, we're not going to hold this too far. If it does break back down through 69, I feel like we've taken out the profit up there already. It'll be a loser if it breaks 69. That's why we always try to scalp a little bit out here. But this is a mover. I'm not very familiar with it. So we'll wait to see. We're only 20 cents out of this name right now, but fastly right now. There it comes. See, right back to the upside now. We're back in the money now, so we'll wait to see on this one. Let's take out some more JP Morgans, guys.
But it is already, wow, moving fast, guys. We're past 1040. You know what that means. We get to go to the big screen with Brendan and Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, we're going to do Money Talks now. We'll try and get things set back up for Sector Watch because technology is having some issues today on a Monday. So we'll have a look at some currencies. You can see I'm missing some data here on a few of these, but bear with us. The euro here at the top, 0.7%. Nice look for basically anything across the board versus the US dollar today. So anything versus the US dollar going to be higher. 0.7% for the euro. Canadian dollar as well, about 0.5%. 73 and change, almost 74 there. You come down to Australia and New Zealand here. Full percent moves here for both to the upside. Back to 69 and change there for the Australian dollar. New Zealand 64.8. Crypto's not really doing much. We did mention at the start of the show they were higher. Still holding on to gains. Bitcoin 1.6%. Ethereum down here about 4% to the upside. I want to just jump over back to the chart here for the Canadian dollar. 74 the top looks like resistance back to the downside. 73.2 72, a little bit of support there. So we're kind of right in the middle of this consolidation so far after this big move to the upside, consolidating between 74.5 and 73 for the Canadian dollar. But yeah, crypto is the only thing really giving you somewhat of a trade so far today. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, crypto's been okay as far as that is concerned, but we're not really worried too much about that. Look at this, guys, 97.04. You flossed that one off. JP Morgan, we gave that to you. Maybe we'll tweet this one out as well. Nice little short there on a little bit of a break. It was just a moving average, so we'll wait for that 97.40. I do think if we could break through 97, you do have another trade coming on JP Morgan. Because of that exact reason, we did dump a little bit of Square, so we're getting really light on that one now. The high was 105. We'll sit there again and see if we can't take that $1.80 right now out of Square, but it's been a big one. Like I said here, JP Morgan now looking to break 97, so that's a big win there. We turned bearish on the banks. I hold the banks, so it's not like I'm bearish for long term here. I'm very bullish, but for right now, short term, nice little win on that one. Big trade right there. 40-cent win happening as we speak. We're out of it though. Here goes Fastly. We said we'd be at bang. We said we'd be at 70. There's another chicken dinner winner. You want the big winners, guys? This is what we're talking about. Here's another 50 cents right now. This is a 50-cent winner on Fastly. You can see where we're at, 69.60. Upside now 70 and change. So that's a nice win. Square now, bang out right back to 105. Big win on Square as well. All we need to wait to have happen right now is U1K. If this one can drop below where we're in, that would be nice. But U1K looking for some downside in Urban One. Wow, Square up 7+%. Great name here. Great trade. Super happy about that one. As I said, I believe it's the biggest winner on board right now that we've had anyways today. Square, big win here. Let's just keep this ride going. Fastly making a move through 70 though, but stopping. Let's get out some more shares.
If you're watching that American Airlines, guys, we really wanted to have that long in front of 15. It just never gave us that price. A little bit late to that party, but the same plan is going to remain. I'm going to be a buyer in front of 15. I am sort of thinking negatively about American. I want to short it through that 15, but the buyer is there. It's double bottom off there. I'm going to go long through 2, 3, 4, whatever we can get in front. We're going to scalp it off if we can get that long. Otherwise, it's a short break at 15 even. So I'm playing both ends of that spectrum on American Airlines. We are still holding quite a few names, some of them in the money right now. I did still have that luck in coffee, but I'm looking at a reload opportunity here in front of VWAP. Remember, it's made a bit of a double bottom here, and our out has always been this original support price, right? So we're shorting a 350 break, shorting at 345. The secondary move was at 335. That's where that support turns into resistance. I'm only shorting in front of it. Once it breaks out, I'm out. But I'm not going long luck in coffee. I've mentioned that I remain bearish here, so I'll stick to that plan. Brennan, what do you got?
Another big time mover here, immunotherapy company NK Nank West to the upside, 33%. They had some positive data released over the weekend. Worth noting here, just coming up to $12. So just be careful there at $12 even, but still huge volume coming into this thing to the upside, guys. NK.
Guys, another win on JP Morgan as it breaks short, so that's a good one. And look at Fastly. Thank you again, Brendan, for this one. Hit the siren alert here on this. 45 cents in the money now. We did like that one. Moving to the upside, ticks him out at 70. Now we're going to wait upside. Do I even have any orders upside here? Yes, I do. $70.26, so just above the day high. We'll see if it wants to just continue to run. Future's not moving, though, so making us a little bit nervous. There goes JP Morgan. Bang that one out, guys. Another win for you. Look where we shorted JP Morgan and then short again. I'm going to tweet this out. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram as well. Look at JP Morgan. Down, down, down. Nice little move downside here. We'll put some bids. You got to get out of this one, or maybe I'll get out of Fastly, but either way, nice little moves happening to the upside on Fastly and downside on JPM, and we got them both, guys.
Yeah, it seems like the story is actually not done yet in our good friend over there, IDEX, guys. We are still going to be holding the long position here, but it just held a little bit higher than this bottom at 3. It just held out at 310, so could have a secondary play through it through 325. I, of course, am still long at 288. I have not covered the rest of this position. My stop is at 3. It'll remain at 3 unless we get a break of this price here, 337. If this gets taken out, When we can't get past 350, I'll slide my stop into that 337 range and make sure we lock in that 50-cent win if it gets there first. So that's the structure of my plan. Otherwise, the only long I'd take, if you want to add to it or jump in now, would be long in front of 3 even, maybe long in front of 310, this new level that we just put in. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one just catching a bid here, guys. Upwork, a couple of banks stepping in on this one. Zacks Investment, also JP Morgan as well, coming in on this one with a buy rating. So big volume just coming into Upwork, online employment website. Look at 13 here, was a little bit of an area back in the pre-market on Friday, but straight higher for UPWK, guys.
Looking at, here comes that AAL position, guys. Remember, 15 even if we break. This is a big short for us if it breaks 15, 1, 2. Third time it's going to test it. Remember, though, there is a buyer on level 2 we're looking to take advantage of. Going to grab some in front of it long. Look to scalp that trade again. Not looking for a home run on this trade. You're looking to go long, 2s, 3s, 4s if you have direct market access, and then you're looking to take it off at around VWAP and up towards that 20 mark. Otherwise, it is a short through 15 even, and you're only risking here about 3 or 4 pennies on long to try and make 3 times that. Otherwise, I'm going hella short when we break this 15 even, which could come any second now, guys. So here comes AAL. I'm long at 2.5, and here comes the 15 evens.
FLSY just took some out again on the top side, so that's another 50-cent winner. We'll just keep piling them on for you guys as well. And JP Morgan, that's another 20-cent win to the downside, so we got that one. And we also, of course, have Hertz on as well to the downside. So things are turning around here today. Nice wins. We'll put up the board on just to let you guys see what we do have. It's National Onion Ring Day today, apparently. Maybe someone, Bernadette, getting a little early look there. We'll see if that's what Valeria comes with or not. Okay,
Spoiled.
FLSY long, you see that one. That's a money maker. That's been raining down for us. Thank you to Brendan for bringing that name to our attention. I did not have that one on the board before. Hertz, still one and done on that one. Short 51s. That's an 11-cent winner. JP Morgan, that's been nothing but cash, so we'll hit the cowbell there as well. Double shorts on that one. Now we're sitting 20 cents in the money on this last short. And then U1K, put me to sleep, hurt me, but right now we're hoping for arrows down on U1K. One trade on that one and just waiting. So right now, that's what it is. It's been a big day. Needless to say, our boy Square just keeps on ripping up. We are now out of it. We did want to come up to DraftKings, see what's happening there. Nothing. Let's go back to Space. This is a loser for us as well, down to 1630. So we'll wait to see. It started with a lot of fanfare. It gets to that 18 and then drops like a rock. So I don't know. Again, I don't know the deal with NASA, but we'll wait to see again. Maybe if it gets above 1660, we can get going right now. But people putting their money elsewhere right now, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to one name that I haven't talked about a little bit. We reversed an American on at that 15 level, now 98 to the short side, and we're going to hang on to that. BYFC just took out the bottom. I was already short when this happened. We talked about the 360 break, so I'm still hanging on to 355 shorts. It just took out the low. Next stop is the quarters. I'm hanging on to see if we can't retrace past 3 even. 331 was the previous close price, so it's trying to hold negative on the day. If it does break the quarters, I'll slide my stop back to that 330 mark. Friday's close price, but right now in the money 25 cents on this name, so another short that is working well for us there. I want to quickly jump back in. I did reload in Hertz, but I've taken no profit on this reload. I added one time here at 44. I added at 46. We said we'd add all the way up to 50s. I still haven't taken anything out. I want to see if we can hold below 140. I have bids at 37. I have bids at 134. We're just going to continue the short train on Hertz. There's just not much of a reason not to be net short this name. Same thing with Luckin. I did reload on that one as well at 325, and that's in the money as well. So it's been shorting pops on Hertz and on Luckin, shorting the break on BYFC. That's a good one for us. U1K, it's a sleepy one, but the fact that it's not bouncing, I think bodes well for any short in that stock.
Yep, and we are hella short, so we'll wait to see what happens on that one. FLSY, this is why, I mean, we take it all out. We're still waiting for this 69 to break. This is going to be, no matter what, a profitable trade. So we'll rain the money down for FLSY Fastly, making new 52-week highs. Not sure if it's an all-time high. We will check on that one, but up 9+%. Not a horrible reload spot again right now on Fastly. We may just do some of that right now and then see how high we can get this thing to go up for us. But Fastly right now, making those moves. moves upside. This is why you got to watch us, man. You never know what stocks we'll be looking at in trading. It looks like Fastly today making those highs. Good little trade, 68.75, like we said down here. That's that bunched up area. We'll try a couple more longs down here and then see, but right now Fastly coming back in. We're going to average into this name, make sure that we cash out of it, but giving it all the way, guys, to 68.75. We'll give it to there for a break downside, but I'm going to average more shares here on Fastly, new high.
Sean, speaking of breaks to the downside, I'll go up in smoke. Of course, remember the structure of that American Airlines trade? It was long at 2.5 in front of 15. You're going to lose when 15 breaks, but we reverse short. We got 98s. I'm going to start taking it out in front of 90. Still going to hold on to at least 3/4 of the position. Why? Because we want to see if we can break out these little wicks down here with a pre-market breakout price at about 1488, 1489. From there, you do have this next level at 1470. Those are the two stops. I'll take some shares out in front. So first quarter is out. Holding on to the rest. VWAP consolidation could be a reload for you. I think it's a little more reasonable to wait till about 15.15 or so to give this trade. But either way, now working to the downside, American Airlines. We've tried a couple of times to short this one. I think this is going to be the better of those shorts. Off the open, I was just not quick enough to take some profit out. That could have been a good trade, but we got stubborn and then got blown out at the top here at 15.30. But now we got the right side here, American Airlines. We talked about that buyer at 15. It broke. The short already paying dividends. Now we're running with house money on this secondary short.
Yeah, I just tweeted this out here, guys, and if you want to join me here at Trader TV, Sean, please do that. Yeah, I say this is just the start here. The wife cleaning out some of the liquor here, so I don't even know what this is. We'll see what it is there, but some nice Glenlivet here. I know this is some Grand Marnier, some Jack Daniels, Courvoisier right there as well. So yeah, I guess we'll have to clean out the old liquor cabinet here. Got a few bottles this weekend, so we'll see what happens moving northbound on that. I don't even drink that much, so maybe we'll have a giveaway for when we hit 50,000. Probably not, but we'll wait to see here. Fastly moving to the upside again. We did average in a little bit there at 24.25, but guys, follow me on Twitter for an update on how that's going. Look at JP Morgan. We still have that one to the short side. Bang short there, bang short there. We also did tweet this out. So join me on JP Morgan now. Looks like it's breaking lower, guys. So although we're long Fastly, we do have this beautiful short right now. So there it goes. JP Morgan to the downside. As a holder, I'm not happy, but I am definitely happy as a shorter right now, Brendan.
A little one here, guys. Oncology company PGen to the upside today. Just being alerted on this one. Breaking through day highs here on decent volume, lunch 550. They had some positive data out over the weekend on one of the trials they are currently conducting. Again, PGen in the cancer oncology space, guys.
So sliding back to the downside is I'm going to have a quick sip out of my nice Trader TV mug. Look, if you guys want the merch, you can definitely check it out. We like these mugs, but I like coffee. I just don't like buying Luckin Coffee, the stock anyways, guys. I'm short again. We shorted a pop here back into VWAP. 325 is that price that we're looking at. Ended up getting 24 is my average price on this pop. I'm looking to take some off in front of 15. I'm looking to take some off in front of 10. And then if we can hold for the break of low a day, that's 310 even. We take the rest out in front of $3. What do you think we do at 3? We'll go short in a break of 3. And then at that point, we're looking to short pops, looking to short breakdowns. This is very similar to Hertz. Until we break and hold VWAP, there's just not much of a reason for me not to be net short this name. One position that, well, what do we have that's actually not working for us? Just U1K. So in the money short, American Airlines here, 14.98. That continues to go down. BYFC, 25 pennies in the money. But we do also have this U1K, guys. Look, if you see a setup like this and you're in the money on a short, so we short here 24, we short here and it broke 3 even, and look at it just ranging at $3. If this takes out the bottom, hang on for dear life, guys. This one could really start to flush one more time. This is why it's worth being in, but you just don't have to worry about it. We're not going to sit here and dwell on it. If it breaks upside out of this range, I'm giving it to past VWAP. I think you got to let it go to about 330 or so. But the upside on this trade, we've seen it at $2 last week when it flushed the first time. No reason why I can't get there again.
Okay, we're going back longer on Fastly right now. Gonna give it to 68. I don't know what happened there. 60. It didn't even. I thought I was giving this to 68.75, and we got out there at 88 or 89. So may have put in the wrong price. So we're just gonna get back in now on that name and go longer here again on Fastly. So 69.20. Well, 69.19. We're able to get back long in. So there it is. Get out of some there on some kind of a flush. Not even sure what happened. Now we're back to 69.50. Well, we just were. Back up to 69.50. I mean, look at the spread on this one, guys, 12 cents. So yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe it did crack it, but then didn't print. So we'll wait to see now back in this game, 12 pennies in the money, but we'll wait to see. The spread is like 12 pennies. So we need more than that on Fastly. Let's see if we can't get back up to $70, and that'd be a nice little win for us if that does come through. So right now, Fastly, a nice little long. We're going to give it to a breaking point down here of 68.75. So we could wind up losing. I'm going to average in again around this level, 769, for a hope that we're going to go upside here. Nikola, wow, good little move upside on this name. Normally I'm long, and someone asked me in the pre-market, and I said long through 64, and unfortunately I don't have it. But wow, Nikola, wow, this one exploding to the upside here. So good little trade on that one. JP Morgan, we've been getting out. Bang, that short there. Look at this. We don't get anything out until we go down to 97. So that's a nice trade. Now we go a little more short now, and yeah, big accumulation there, and a nice little win on JP Morgan. So yeah, to say the money's coming in here on these stocks is correct. Nice little short here on JP Morgan, and we'll wait to see if Fastly wants to do anything.
I'm going to drop the wheelbarrow of cash. It is a game over for me on IDEX. I did mention if it retested this lower high at 337 and failed to get through to the high of the day, I would slide my stop back at that price. So 288 long, we're going to get out there at 328, so the last 10% will be only a 40-cent win on this one. I did think we could get a 350 break, maybe even get like 80, 90 pennies on that one, but it's been my best trade of the day. This little reload at 290. We got out of almost everything on that 325 secondary push. It got to 350, so you got a nice win on IDEX. Usually I'm going to short these names, but today we identified the breakout long and the pullback to that 280 support. Watch out for $3 and $2.80 if they get taken in the afternoon. I'm going to look for some short trades on those prices. I can tell you American Airlines, that short that we're hanging on to, sliding nicely to the downside for us. I have already taken out that first quarter of the position. Until it takes out 1487, I'm only going to look for an add to that position around VWAP. Otherwise, next level down, 1472. So it breaks that. We'll start getting shares out between that 72 and 87, and then hang on for dear life to the short side as the market comes in. But it's 11 o'clock. Let's go to Valeria for our European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is mostly in a negative territory today. Turkey is up 1.51%. England is down 0.29%. Germany is down 0.56%. France is down 0.49%. And Italy is down 0.37%. German company Wirecard announced that its 2.1 billion missing from the account might not exist and fell another 42% trading today. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Chopped around off the open on American Airlines here. If you can sort of go to my chart here, you can see off the open, we talk about a lot of times giving it a couple of minutes, and maybe I should have, but what we could have done better here is not that we had a bad short. You know, we had a good price, we had a good stop that I think was significant at 25. We see it fail and say, hey, wait a minute, failed break, let's jump back into it. So we actually get aggressive, more aggressive to the short side trade on the way back down at 20 and then again at 10. Only to take it off in front of that pre-market high and not aggressively enough. We could have taken a bunch out here for 20-cent win. Of course we don't. We end up getting stopped out up here at 15.30. We wait very, very patiently for that 15 level to go short again. Now we have what seems like a better structured trade here. If it does take out this 87 that we're talking about, the floodgates could give us back down to that initial target that we're looking for at 931. So sometimes you got to be a bit patient. Thankfully, because we took some profit earlier, it's not a horrible loss at the beginning. But I really do think when I see these trades here and these buyers step up, I've seen it in American a couple of times, I've seen it in Carnival, you do have to get more aggressive on these outs. If it's going to be a directional short trade, there will be other opportunities to get in on pullbacks, on further breaks. That early in the session, you've got to be a little bit more patient there and maybe take some more profit when it's in front of you. I can tell you that U1K has finally broken to the downside, so add this back to the list of names that are working for us. It's back below that 3 even mark. We're now at 294. There isn't a heck of a lot of liquidity on this stock if you're trading larger shares, but just watch out for some of these sellers that come down here. If you see like a 20,000 seller, if you have a level 2, drop this down to 295, drop it down to 290 and chase it all the way down. That's going to be a good sign for our short. I'm already intending on holding this one through a low of the day break, which is now 292. If 292 gets taken out and we get past this 290, I'm going to start taking profits. I'm short at 301.5. Not a heck of a lot of reason to get out of this one at any point today. It's just not showing any buy strength after the crazy moves that we saw on U1K the last couple of weeks, or the last couple of days going into the end of the week. You know, you got to be able to play this one. If the buyers are done, we're going to have a party on U1K. SINT, I still have the last quarter of my position here short at 245. It is now bouncing back up. We talked about 2 even getting it all out. That's going to be the big test. Stop is at 250. That was the original breakdown. I'm going to reload one time if it gets to 240, but that's it. Those are the only prices I'll take any action out in front of 2 even. Adding more in front of that 240, stop at 250, SINT. It's been a good one for me. As much as it's up 200%, this has been a fantastic short through 250. Now I'm looking to add one time with a 250 stop, guys. So SINT, we're still short side on that. And also finally looking at some profits in U1K, but it's got to dip past that 290. Otherwise, it's going to remain a very, very sleepy trade for us.
Guys, yeah, your boy is back. Don't worry. You could see this one. Look at Fastly, a nice little run upside here. As I'll take I just went and got the little fruit salad there. I forgot about it today, so we'll see. We will hit that in a minute. But let me take this microphone out of me pocket. Okay, now we're going upside here on Fastly. Let's hope that we can get some out here. It did get as high as 69.72, so that might have been an expensive coffee and fruit salad time to go get that. So we'll wait to see what that wants to do. Of course, you know that we still have JP Morgan. That was a great out down there at 64. Let's just continue to get these out of here. Big trade here, JP Morgan. Yeah, we've got it, and it's doing quite well for us to the downside. Damn it, Fastly, I really need this thing to get back to 50 here, and we'll get some of those out. But without any further ado, we do have one of our more popular segments happening, not daily, but almost daily. If you want to become a guest trader of the day, follow the link that Valeria has been dropping or will drop very soon. But Brendan, we've got another one right now. Let's go.
It is about that time. Yeah, absolutely. One of our favorite segments, Guest Trader of the Day. Yeah, guys, just send an email. It's very simple. Send an email to marketing@tradertv.live, and we'll get you on as Guest Trader of the Day. Charlie Thomas is joining us today as our guest trader on a Monday. Very interesting moves so far this morning, Charlie, as far as the market's concerned. How's your day been so far?
Today, so far, I've only traded in the pre-market. I'm kind of working on refining a strategy that's been working for me recently. And I've tried to do it since the start of the bell, but I haven't been able to get in any additional plays since the market opened. But it isn't from lack of trying, it just the right opportunity hasn't come to me yet.
Great stuff. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on a whole bunch more stuff. Let's bring in Neil and Sean.
Yo, yeah, what is that strategy? Tell me what that strategy is. But yeah, no, did you want to touch on what you were waiting for at all here? Because yeah, right now I'm just in the same kind of names I've been in for the last half hour. Give us some new ideas.
Yeah, so I think what people generally refer to it as is a bounce play.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting and waiting for a particular price to come in, anticipating a quick reversal once it hits the price that I'm waiting for. And so I find, at least for myself, I'm much more patient waiting for an entry point versus once I get into a trade, I get less patient because I'm nervous which direction the price is going to go. So I find that I'm much more patient waiting for the price to come to me versus waiting to see where the price goes. And it's been effective for me so far. I'm a newer trader, and so I'm still kind of learning what works for me right now.
I love hearing when you say let the price come to you, because what are we dropping today? We're talking about FOMO, Sean.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out is a big thing for all types of traders, and everyone deals with it here. And I've been in this boat myself, and I think I'm gonna show you my American. I was just talking about American off the open. Sometimes I get that FOMO on a short, And instead of allowing the price to come to me, I might actually be shorting it on the way up at 14.90 and 14.95. And the thing about letting a price come to you is if you have an out, say support or resistance, the further you get away from that, of course, the bigger loss you're going to incur. And if you know that that support or resistance is why you're getting in, and then you start chasing, all you're doing is the 20% that you're wrong or 30% of whatever your strategy might be, you're just doubling and tripling the amount that you're going to lose in those instances. And then the math never really works out. So Charlie, I love hearing you say that. Just a quick question: where exactly is it that you're calling from today? Where are you joining us from?
I'm in the Detroit metro area.
Okay, Detroit. I would say good luck. I don't know if you're a football fan. I would say good luck to your Lions if they do play an NFL season, but I'm not going to because I know that's got to be a sore spot as they're horrible. My Buffalo Bills are looking a lot better these days.
Yeah, well, and plus they have a problem, Charlie, because they're going to be facing the Packers twice a year, which is going to be also a problem. But what does Detroit look like nowadays? I mean, I know New York is now opening up for phase 2. Has Michigan or Detroit done that? How bad was the situation there in Detroit? I hope, obviously, you and your family as well. But yeah, trying times for sure. What's it been like down there in Motown?
Yeah, I mean, the most recent news that I've read about it is that due to the more heavier restrictions compared to other states, we've actually done fairly well as far as the curve goes. I know at least for my local city, it's been fairly flat for a while. We had maybe a small spike, but it's still looking pretty good for us right now. So I know there's been a lot of, love it or hate it type sentiment there, but I'm kind of a fan of what's been going on for us. And, this has given me the opportunity to learn trading either way. The whole onset of this is kind of what got me the opportunity to pay attention every day like I do now. And so just taking it as it comes, and I'm not in a rush to go out earlier than needed.
Yeah, it might not be a bad play there. What stock were you looking at? I mean, you said you were being patient here with some of this strategy. Is there a particular name you're looking at that maybe I can have a quick look at and see if there's anything that I'm seeing on it?
Well, there's not one I'm looking at now. Just before I joined here, I was looking at FRAN. It halted a couple times, and to me, those are good plays for bounce plays. So I did try to capture an endpoint there. After the halts stopped, but I was just barely too low on my entry points. But to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I didn't make any money, but I also didn't lose any money. I'm trying to be real,
picky,
real cautious. I burned myself a couple weeks ago, and so just being real stingy, I guess you could say, is to when I get in. It doesn't hurt me when I don't get in because I'm not losing any money either.
Right. I don't want to use the word, I don't like that word there, stingy, because I really do think that you have to be specific with your trades. I mean, we sit here and we look at different names and we trade. Like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 positions on. Some of them are waiting for a little longer moves. But you know what? I love what you're talking about, Charlie. You need to be very specific. You need to hone in on a strategy because look, the same thing is true. You could take 50 shares of something, I mean, whatever your loss is, if you're not sure. But when you are sure, then that's when you sort of up the shares and you become more confident, right? I love waiting for something to happen. And I mean, if your play is not there, guess what? The market's open tomorrow and it's still open for another 5 hours. What's up, Brendan?
Charlie, one of the things that we like to look at are stocks that are doing volume higher than they normally do, and that can be caused by merger and acquisition news. So Invitae picking up Archer DX today in a stock and cash deal. So NVTA up 45% on that news today. They're in the laboratory space, so a lot of testing obviously being done currently. So a little bit of a popular subject right now, but NVTA guys picking up Archer DX, which is RCHR, sadly not in our system, but if you want to look at that, RCHR, guys.
Love the quote. Someone just dropped in there, be a sniper. That's what it's not a machine gunner. Sniper action for me on U1K today. It's one breakdown short, take a little bit off, one other breakdown. It never gave a significant enough pullback to add. so I didn't want to chase it. It never gave me a reason to get out until we just retook that 285 area. So I am going to take some shares out here. Finally, I'm still holding 2/3 of it, but I just took some out there in the mid 80s and then again in the low 80s. We're short at an average price now of 97. It was above $3 earlier, and that's not the only short that's working for us. We traded it off the open. Then took a bit of a hiatus, waiting for the entry point for us here on American Airlines. It finally gave it to us. Just got some out. 1487 went, so we took some shares off in front, and then on the back end, now that it's broken, I will take more out in front of 14 3/4, 75s. If that breaks, we're looking at about 1450, which is the low in the pre-market, is my next step to the downside there. So you talk about prices waiting for prices to come to you. We're doing a little bit of that here, Charlie. So hopefully we can learn from each other. You did mention FRAN, and I wanted to quickly go back to this one because you said you were waiting for some dip buys. Would I be correct in saying that you were looking for something around this 4 to 420 mark, just seeing some of that from the pre-market, or was it a little bit closer to this bottom that we put in at 460?
I was actually watching it as it was going up.
On the way up, okay.
And then also on the other side. So I was watching it during that whole peak period. So what I do is I watch what the price action's doing, and I'll adjust my entry point depending on how quickly it's moving up or down. You know, my biggest goal is to catch it on a big down spike, not just a little 10-cent down spike. I want to catch it on the biggest down spike that I can find. And so I'll adjust my entry point and follow it kind of as it's moving and see if it'll come down and get to where I'm comfortable with getting in. And then also at the same time, while I'm following it, I'm thinking, where's my exit point? You know, if it hits this mark, where am I getting out? What do I think the quick capture will be? You know, with this strategy, I'm only in for seconds usually. Right. So I kind of like it because I'm waiting more before I get in versus once I'm in and then waiting. And so I really like it, and I'm hoping that it's going to work out for me.
So, Charlie, I'd ask you if you like chicken, but I know you probably do, being from Detroit. So I'm going to give you a chicken dinner winner right now, guys. Here's Fastly. Look, your boy today, dollar winners, $2 winners on Square. We've already taken $1 and a bit on Fastly. And then look at this. Buy. And look where we're getting out right now. Fastly for the win now, an 87-cent winner. If I can say anything about what I've learned since doing the show, and this is the truth, is when you get sort of a runner, even a stock that you may not be aware of, Charlie, like a Fastly, and I have to admit it, I've never even traded this before. It makes all-time highs or 52-week highs, busting through 9% there today. Nice volume on these takeouts. Then when you get a little bit, a dip buy twice now. This is a dip buy right here, and Fastly comes down, we buy that name. Watch this on Square right here as well. Square comes down, dip buy on that name. We miss it right here. We should have done it again. But when stocks are strong and you get these dips, bang that to the upside all day, every day. Let's take some Fastly out. We just took some out ahead of 70. I like those even dollars there. Sorry to interrupt you, but we did get some action there on the chat. So thank you for everybody on Fastly. And yeah, you're right, Mr. Revu Plus. We did call Fastly, and there it is. A nice little explosion there to the upside, guys.
I want to quickly jump back. I mean, we have a move happening in U1 through 275, and I just mentioned every single quarter has been a short and been a good break. It's no different here. So take some shares out in front of that 275. Allow yourself the opportunity to reload in front of 3. Allow yourself the opportunity to take another short if it breaks 275. Going to keep that structure in mind as we go to the downside. There's one quick thing, as you were mentioning there, Charlie. I wanted to get back to that Fran because you were saying you wanted to get a bigger dip on those buys. Correct me if I go off base here, but on the way upside, you're seeing these parabolic breaks, 420 here, right at 950. It then makes a move here into 475. So it's up about 10% on that move alone. This small pullback, you're probably looking for a fast dip, maybe down into that previous breakout. Is that correct? If you get a fast one there, you're looking to quickly dip in, maybe with a stop here where there was support at 4 even, and then maybe take some out for another bounce back up into that resistance at that 475. So maybe taking 50 pennies or something like that, risking only 10, 15, or you're looking bigger stakes than that?
Yeah, it's still something I'm kind of adjusting. Right now, I look at, how far did the dip go? If it went 50 cents down, for example, do I think it'll bounce back up 50% of that? So, will I get 25 cents out of that dip? Or, it really depends on how quickly the movement is going. And if it's moving a little bit slower, then I'll drop that number down. But if it's moving quicker, then I'll expect a bigger reverse back up. So, you know, it worked out for me pre-market even. You know, I had one today, which was 10 cents, you know, nothing big. But right now I'm just trying to stay green while I'm still learning. So a win is a win as far as I'm concerned. But last week I was able to get 250 off of a bounce per share.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that was a nice quick turnaround. That was on U1, which is, you know, kind of dying off at this point. But
well, we've been short in U1. I just can't bring myself to go long except for breakout trades last week. And again, it's been sticking with the pattern. But look, if you can only go long or you have a setup that's long, just patiently wait for it. There's always going to be a trade on some of these names here. I want to quickly jump back to one name that I've gotten a little bit away from, and apologies for doing that. Our good friend over here, Hertz, is continuing the same pattern, but look at this consolidation through 139, 141, guys. It's looking to break up here. I didn't take anything out inside this range. If it broke down, I was going to add, and I'll still do that. If we break 139, I'm going to add to my position. Otherwise, shorts are only in front of 150 at this point. So sticking with that in Hertz, you just saw, hit that like and subscribe there. One question for you, Charlie. How long have you been watching the show, and how did you come across us? And you know, what's your impressions? Anything in particular you really like, or you think we could do a better job of, or that you'd like to see us add into? You know, what are your thoughts?
So I'm not quite sure when I started watching. I know, you know, I remember the subscriber rate being around 5,000 or so at that time. I was probably watching another video, learning about, you know, some technical analysis, which is what I do every morning still. And I saw your channel come up, and I just watched, and I was entertained immediately. And so I just subscribed as soon as, you know, the first day that I saw it. But yeah, I like to pay attention to see what you guys are watching, you know, learning from people that have been doing it for, you know, a lot longer than myself, but, you know, more than 15 years each. There's a lot to learn. You want to know what they're paying attention to. You want to see things that they're seeing. And, you know, I think maybe the one request I might have is with the watch list that comes out, I'd be a fan if we had, you know, a bullish or bearish sentiment from Brendan, Neil, and Sean added to that watch list, just to see what the opinion is there. I know sometimes when I'm reading news, I don't know if I should expect that to be you know, an expected impact downward or upward necessarily to the price. And so just to try and get an overall sentiment from the team there would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one thing that we try to do with the watch list is cover all of those names at 9 o'clock and then tell you what we think about them. The tricky thing, and I don't want to speak for Brendan and Sean here, but the tricky thing about that is you can literally like either direction on a given stock depending on the price action. You know, like I could say I'm watching American Airlines, and then you'll hear me talk about a breakdown at 14 even. I'll talk about resistance at 15.25, and if it broke that price, I'll be looking to go long. So like there's a lot of nuance when you're day trading, and I think that would get lost if you literally just put a bull or bear. Sometimes that's going to be the case. You want to throw Hertz up there, I'm just going to stick a bear next to it. You want to throw Luckin up there, stick a bear next to it, no problems. But it's a little bit more complex for some of these other names. I think that's what we're trying to work through. Look, we're going to keep trying to make it bigger and better for you guys, and we love that feedback, Charlie. Keep it coming. But Brendan gives us the good news. So what do you got there, bud?
Yeah, I love that. I love that suggestion, Charlie. Just wanted to jump in here and just mention, similar to what Neil said. You know, news is going to bring eyeballs. News is going to bring volume. We're looking at a stock because it's doing more volume than it usually does. Whether or not we're trading it to the long side or to the short side, as Neil said, kind of depends on the price action. So you kind of have to have or be open at least to looking at something both directions and then trade it as it's presented to you. So that's why we kind of have a plan, or come up with a plan at 9 o'clock every morning as to, okay, so here's the news, here's why the stock is doing volume, and now let's figure out how we're going to approach it. So I hope that kind of explains, but I love the suggestion. Guys.
You know what, Brendan? Actually, that's a good point. I was talking with, I forget what it was, Mr. Rev something on here, and he said, Sean, take the credit for Fastly. So I'll take it. Okay. I just tweeted it out there. Nice little move on Fastly. But the point is, and Brendan just talked about it, it's kind of funny that we just leading towards each other right now. You know, he brings the name to your attention, right? I mean, it's one thing for us to sit here and say, I like this stock, I don't like this stock, but you actually have to take the trades, right? And I think that this one, you know, sitting here, in this situation, trying to make money trading, this is a good opportunity, and you got to identify the opportunities. So just because you're given a name by myself, Neil, or Brendan doesn't mean that it sort of fits your criteria. You got to figure out what that criteria is. And I think, Charlie, you've given some good examples today of what you're looking for. And again, the dip buy, and I just tweeted it out. I said dip buy like 5 times here. That's what this was. Bang, bang, bang. And now you get right back to the upside here. Of course, the market helping this trade out a little bit, but we are almost flat. But guess what, guys? This is a $5.57 right now, dollar winner right now on Fastly. So moving to the upside. But yeah, sometimes you do got to listen to other, and that's what we're doing, man. We're building a trading community here. And I think that's super important to all of us, that we give you guys some ideas and then you go ahead and execute against them. But yeah, look, follow me on Twitter. I do give price targets and whatnot, and we will talk more and more about that. You guys can ask me any questions you want if you do tweet at me as well. I did want to check back quickly on INO down here. I got some questions on it. We were long. I mean, today I'm flat on the stock, not up. We were up quite nicely when we were long here and enjoying this move up, but since then it's just fallen back. So NIO right now doesn't fit that bill for me, so we're going to wait on that one. We've cashed out a decent amount on U1K as well, guys.
Yeah, NIO, guys, just to keep in mind, 750 was that level from the morning. It's trying to base out once, now twice off of it. Watch out for that break. I mean, I'm probably going to be looking at a short through a 750 break on NIO, but if we can hold it at least one more time, it would be a potential break back through VWAP or 65s, whichever price sort of comes first. So one more test, and I'd look for a long in front of the 50. I just wouldn't hold anything past that 50 price. We do want to jump back to, I want to jump back to what was my best trade of the day, and that's going to be IDEX. I took it off here when it retraced, and fair enough, you're going to get a 50-cent win on the last little bit, 40-cent win on the last little bit, but here comes that break. It took 350 once. It came right back down. It looks like it wants to take out the high again. This was one of the small caps that I was bullish on today, and we did have a great long trade on it. It's my best stock, but it might not be done. There was a big battle and a big buyer at 3 that won. Now we're going to see if it can take the top off again. If it gets through 55s, look for a breakout trade. However, I'm now hunting a short in this as well. Back below about 3/4. I'm going to see if we can't short this one into 3. The bigger short is 3 even. I don't want to have too big a position through 325 above VWAP. 3 even is where I think I would want to dig into the short trade here. And it was a 220 stock on Friday. There's plenty of room to win on a 3 even break, even if you don't have the best entry price. It'll feel like you've missed about 40 or 50 cents of the move. But don't worry about it. Like, it's to me, the upside is going to be there for profits if it breaks 3 even. So you don't want to get caught too early at 325, only to have it bounce off VWAP and then take out the high. So like you were saying, Charlie, sometimes when you're hunting against a trend, it is best to make sure you get the price you want and the move you want, as opposed to just trying to sit there and be perfect on your entry point. A lot of times that's going to get you into some trouble. At least I find that for me.
Okay, we did take JP Morgan again to the long side. So we run the short, we get out. We take our last bid out here, breaking through 97. So JP Morgan today has been a siren alert for that. And now we're going to go long, breaking higher. Let's just wait to see. Maybe this move in banks is done. We're long right here at 25. We'll give it back down here to 97 and see if we can't get back here to where we initially went short. JP Morgan's been a cash cow today. I don't even see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. I don't even have the cash cow thing on here anymore. So we will drop this one out for us right now. Fastly to the upside as well. We did finally take a trade here in GBTC. We went long on this Bitcoin name if it ever loads up. Let's wait to see breaking through 50 now. We'll wait to see if we get up here. So small little possible win there, trading some crypto for you guys as well. And U1K right now, still waiting, man. We did cash out some at 75 and then out again now at 85. Let's wait for U1K. We are short at $3, guys, and that was the patient game. It's 97 actually. We had to wait for that to break, but U1K right now out. And recently, you know what? Let's just call up our board here. Let's call up our board, update this for you, and give you guys a quick little look here on what we're working with. Here it comes. Fastly right now, I mean, to say that's been a market, a winner, who knows, but we will, again, talk about Brendan giving us this name, so we'll throw him out there with the money coming out of his rear. Hertz as well right now, that's a 10-cent win. JP Morgan's a 7-cent winner on board there, and you already talked about U1K. So yeah, big day to say the least today, guys, and thank you once again as we go. Thank you for all the support there. Charlie, what's your favorite thing about the show? I know you just mentioned there the watch list, and that's sort of being honest and going through it. Is there one thing that if you're a new subscriber right now, and it sounds like you've been working through, you talked about watching different videos and whatnot. If you're a new subscriber here, give us 1 or 2 reasons why they definitely need to hit that subscribe, that like, and smash it as hard as they can.
I think probably the number one thing I would say is, you always hear a lot of doubters out there about the capabilities of being a profitable day trader. One of the things that you'll be reinforced with if you watch a channel like this one is, you guys are winning every day, and that doesn't come by luck. And so you can see what the benefits of your hard work will be if you put in enough effort into learning the craft. And so I like watching, just seeing, knowing and having proof that one day, as long as I put in enough effort, maybe I won't make as much money, but at minimum, I'll have more skills than I did before.
Right.
And there's a lot of confidence there that I should be profitable at some point in time, as long as I keep putting in the effort. And so that's probably one of the biggest reasons I come back, is just to see you guys win every day. You guys winning helps me win. And so it's mutually beneficial there.
Good one. Yeah, and here's another example on JP Morgan. We'll tweet this out. Look at this call, guys. This was a short right here. So we can highlight that. We shorted this right here, right? Then we shorted it again right here. Got out 97, then got out downside here. These are both 50-cent wins. Then we reversed the long right here, and then we cash out again. So yeah, you're right there, Charlie. It does take a little bit of practice. We're lucky enough to have that experience on board. So here it goes again. Nice little trade happening for us on JP Morgan and tweeting that out. And that's why also, guys, I continue to tweet, put out stuff on Instagram. If we can learn as a group and get bigger and better, then we can all make money. And then maybe you'll pass it along to some of your friends and talk about just how good we are or how bad we are. We also just got into space again for another time.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of some more shares here in American Airlines. I told you guys 1475 was next leg to the downside. So I'm taking some out in front of that. We still have about 40% of this position. It was that reversal at 15 that we're working with here. Never gave us the re-entry at VWAP, unfortunately. But the upside of not being able to add when you're scaling out of a position to get at a better price, it just means that the trend is going for you and it's going in your way without actually retracing on you. So the fact it's not going heavily against me is a good thing, despite the fact I'm not able to add more. I just wanted to add one thing into all of that. It's fantastic to see the wins here. Charlie, nobody wins every single day. I'll be perfectly candid about that. I don't win in every single trade. I've traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stocks. I'm positive on 6 of them. One of the ways that you can be, consistently positive is to make sure you cut off your losses quickly. Make sure you find ways to be more efficient and let your winners ride a little bit more. That's one way to do it. That's what I found works. Usually if I trade 10 names, I'll win on 70% of them. Almost never 10 out of 10 with that type of an approach, but whatever works for you is fine. I have seen traders who win 30% of the time, but their wins are so big that it doesn't make a difference. It makes up for the times that they're wrong. They take a bunch of small cuts, but when they got a big time winner on, they can let it ride. You just have to find something that works for you. There's all kinds of edge in the market. It's about developing a process to make sure that you find yours and stick to it. Part of our process is going to Brendan when he's got news for us. What do you got, Brendan?
Our friend Ideanomics, guys, yet another new day high on this crazy day for this thing. 100 million plus shares on the day. Yeah, just broke that high. 60%. Look at the volume still coming in at day highs here. Again, the big multi-million-dollar contract in the electric vehicle space for IDEX, guys. But you get to this time of the morning, you got to stick to the names that are still doing volume, and there you go.
Yeah, and as you say it, Brendan, thank you very much. I don't know how I got away from this stock. I was literally missing out on that when it just took out that 355 high. I missed that break. Now I'm taking the 360 break. I did literally just talk about this one, taking a secondary move, and then I missed it. We're getting it 10 cents later on a 360 break and slipped to 364. It is my best stock of the day, and I said at some point I am going to hunt a short. But if it wants to keep making fresh highs, I'm going to keep giving it a shot. I'll give this one only to about a 350 dip with an area stop. But if Ideanomics, if it wants to keep going, I'm not going to buck this trend. I'm just going to keep doing these scalp buys until it actually makes a big time reversal. So let's go IDEX back into the long in that one. The only other long, actually, all shorts here. American Airlines still short. Nice. That's actually a down at 14.80, so 20 cents in the money there. Hertz, we're going to be short all day long. U1, Luck, and NSINT. You can't get me out of those ones.
Square here to the upside. So yeah, we've already been into Square. Oh yeah, so like I said here, we are long right now, basically right at this price, 75 here on space. So I'm not going to give this one a huge amount of space here, but we're going to give it back here, breaking through 50. We have sort of clumped up here again. I like to wait to see if we can get through some of these key levels. Obviously, a better long would have been through 60 here, so we'd be in the money, but we'll wait on this one. Virgin Galactic, let's see if it gets spicy. Big position on right now, so this one will be, I mean, our day's gotten so much better here. Let's put on a little bit more risk. Look at Fastly, that one's still climbing. We're almost out of this one, but I think by net-wise, probably, I mean, a lot of these stocks, Square, I think, probably the biggest winner so far on the show here, but we'll wait to see Square. Another dip buy opportunity happened right there. We'll see if it takes out the top. I still think this one's overheated. Check out the daily here on Square, guys. I'm lucky enough to be long down here. Don't even know really why I picked it up, other than I do believe in these payment processors here. The world is going cashless. I think we all agree with that, especially people in the crypto space may agree with that. And we just took a nice little 3-penny winner, small little win there. But the crypto space is a wild one, so we get out some of that GBTC there for a nice little win to the top side. But right now, guys, Virgin Galactic trying to push through 1675 here. Let's see if it can go. Here it goes, getting some momentum to the upside now.
Yeah, and there goes IDEX. We do take off some for the scalp win, only 20% of the position. I'm looking to see if we got to dip by to that 350 target that we talked about on a pullback. One thing, Charlie, that strategy that you have where you look for those big time dips to the downside, I've found there's some opportunity to use that with some breakout trades. Certainly, it's kind of doing two things at once, but it's one thing you can kind of have going on when you see some of these plays here. And I think that would be true, maybe not necessarily on IDEX today, because it didn't give you those hard dips, but you get a breakout, you take a scalp trade, maybe it's only 10, 15 pennies there on the way up, because you're looking for that next little dip to the downside, right? So if you don't get the dip, maybe you're playing some breakouts for in and out quick trades as well. That's another way to play these trending stocks. I mean, IDX hasn't done that on a pullback, but I've seen it happen from time to time. I kind of thought it might do it there at 350 or maybe even 340, but it hasn't happened. We're just playing this one long trend. 375, I'll take some more shares out. When it gets there, you're going to see an order just sitting right here at 374. That'll be a quick 10 cents. I'll have 70% of the position on still, and then look for $4 as the next target, because it's an even round number, and sometimes you keep it simple with these runners. Don't get too complicated. You can take these even quarters. We'll hear us talk about those all the time. I think simple is better when you're trading a lot of these names, and then play breakouts at those same prices. So 375, I'm not adding. You'll see me subtract once, and then look to hold on. Move my stop at that point, however, to 360.
Yeah, we're gonna look. Was there any sort of charting platform or any sort of setup that you'd care to show us right now, Charlie? If there's something that you're waiting for, maybe you'd want to show that. If you want to give any shout outs as well to any of your family and friends possibly watching, that's fine to do that at any time as well. So is there anything right now you wanted to share or give any shout outs at all?
Yeah, I mean, I can show kind of the chart setup that I use if people are interested.
Sure.
But I do want to say hi to my wife, Chelsea. She should be watching this either live or she'll watch the replay. Yeah. So, love you. And I should have some of my friends that might be watching, Derek and Brandon and Kyle and Abhishek. I tune them into your channel one way or the other. So
good, thanks for that.
They should be aware that I'll be on today. But yeah, if you want me to share here,
sure.
See if this works for you.
Yeah, we just like to share the screen because, again, a lot of the setups that we have, just in case you're joining us once again for the first time, welcome. But yeah, okay, good camera view here. I have a 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute, some daily charts. Let's go back. Yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you very much. As well as more level 2s here of some stocks moving. Our blotters, we're showing our positions, and then Twitter and some of the chat that we go. But the main screen here that we show up are 1 minute charts on here. So let's throw over to Charlie if he's ready, guys.
Yeah, can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So I use Thinkorswim. It's a pretty popular platform. They went commission free and then kind of blew up from there. So sometimes you do run into some issues, but for the most part, it's been working out for me. I'm a fan of using the active trader window for now with the particular plays that I like to do.
Yep.
But right now, I'm using small share sizes to just build up confidence. I know that I'm playing stocks that have a lot of volume, so once I'm ready to scale up, that volume will be there. But a few of the indicators, this VWAP is the line here. I added that primarily because of you guys.
Nice.
So that's been on my chart for quite a while. More recently, I added the 180 SMA to just kind of show me the overall trend that the stock is taking for the time being. And then this is the 9 SMA, this blue line here. And I haven't used that much recently because it doesn't really fall into the more scalp type plays that I'm doing. But this will be one that I'll use when I'm ready to be in a position for, half an hour or more. Or, I'm willing to have that patience there. And then I have the 180-day chart down at the bottom here just to know that I'm looking at a stock that's not crazy outside of its normal range. And if it is, then I know I really want to be in there a shorter period of time. So that's kind of the setup I use for now. It's been working okay for me. My current goal is to just kind of master at least one style and then put that in my toolbox and move on to the next one. So far, this one's been working out for me.
Nice.
I'm going to hit this because anytime I hear an explanation that is perfect, I will go with flawless. For my Mortal Kombat, I like Mortal Kombat more than Street Fighter. We have both of those up there. But I love that you talk about having different time frames that you are watching, even if you're going to trade a short time frame, knowing the overall trend, having indicators for that, and having multiple charts. You'll see all of us, Brendan has one screen up there at the desk, but we have multiple screens, and we're looking at all different types of charts here. And sometimes we'll show you a more simplistic view, but we are watching more. I always have a 1, 3, sometimes 5, a daily. You want to know what's going on. But I'm going to give you, thank you, IDEX. Yes, I like hunting shorts on these small caps, but when you get a runner with this much strength, we've been talking about the buy action on this one all morning long. It was just a breakout through 64. We got through that 75, so we're in the money about 25 cents. I talked about $4 being our next target. You're going to see me get out in front of that price right now. I still have half of that 64 break or 60 break at 364. We'll get it all out in front of $4. That'll be the next break here. It's my best stock of the day. A lot of times it's shorting these names. Today, IDEX was a long, and we've been talking about all morning. The only mistake I honestly made here was talking about that 3 even level all morning long and then getting a dip down at this price at 1030 and not finding a way to get some shares in here. But I did wait for the breakout. I didn't want to chase it as it was consolidating lower than that previous high. That's not the long that I like. It's either getting the actual dip or getting the actual break of that opening range top. So I stayed disciplined. We're able to get all the winning long trades with the exception of the VWAP bounce. IDEX been a great ride here. If it can't break 4 even, fair enough. I'll get a stop here at 360 to make sure we break even on the rest of this trade and not turn another winner into a loser. If it gets below 350, I'll think about shorts. I still like a $3 break, even if it looks decreased less and less likely the more it goes up here at some point. Well, it could be tomorrow, it could be Wednesday or Thursday, but I like a 3 even break at some point on IDEX now that we've identified that as a key level, which was such a great bounce here. Speaking of all of that, Charlie, when you do these breakout trades and you're chasing a stock to the upside and you like certain levels, do you ever revisit those prices, or is it all about price action in that moment for your particular strategy?
Currently it's all about the price action in that moment. I do think long term I'll be putting in a little more effort and putting in the resistance lines and adding points into which I can take trades. I do think there's more opportunities that I'm not taking, but I'm just trying to stay laser focused on one and make sure I perfect that before moving on to the next one. Even though they're very similar plays, to me, I'm looking at 2 different points in which I want to get in, so I don't want to overcomplicate things just yet. But one thing you did mention earlier, I do like trying to capture things, once they bounce off a high and move downward. I want to be able to capture that at some point. But one of the restrictions I have right now is I'm on a cash account to avoid the PDT rule. And so I can't do shorts just yet. But I do think that'll be something that gets added into my playbook down the road once I'm ready.
100%. One thing that I would always suggest doing is anything that's not in your playbook, and this is for everyone here, paper trade it. Right? I mean, every minute that the market is open and you're watching price action is an opportunity to learn. And the best way to do it is to actually make decisions. whether you talk about trading, poker is the same way here. It's all about individual decision making. And if you don't practice making those decisions, then there's no way you're going to get better at it. So, that's one of the reasons I like to work out of positions as well, because each time you come to a decision, I want to be making one, and then I'm able to reflect on whether it was good or not, and I've learned something from it. So with IDEX, I'm just going to quickly update here. It did turn around at 391. That's close enough to 4 even that at this point I'll probably get the rest of these shares out in the 80s if it bounces again. Otherwise, I still have that 365 break even stop for the last 40% of this IDX long. So it's been a good long all morning long, but that's the structure of me getting out. If it breaks 4 even, I'll be flat looking for a 4 even break, and then just do increasingly lower time duration longs the higher it goes. Brennan, what do you got?
One to look at here, guys. GDS on the NASDAQ, their data center provider over in China. They got another cash infusion from an initial investor, so they're kind of re-upping on their investment, popping up on that news this morning. We're still up about 3.75% here. Worth noting, however, 78 here seems to be a bit of a level. There is a buyer kind of accumulating at 78. If that drops, this thing was trading at 76 or below that on Friday. So a little thinly traded, but GDS, interesting look, guys.
Guys, we just did tweet out there. Join me on Instagram if you did. I just put a nice little behind the scenes on here. So follow me at TraderTV. Sean, a couple quotes here. I mean, check this one. This one's a nice one. The best investment you can make, Charlie, is an investment in yourself. And I think that's what you're doing here. And that's what we try to do on the show. The more you learn, the more you'll earn. So our friend Warren there with a nice little Trader TV logo there. So that is what you'll find on my Instagram, as well as just a little behind the scenes just there as you and Brendan were talking. But we did get out of some space here to the upside, 1684, nicely out there. We'll wait for more to come on that name. U1K, the destruction continues. There's another chicken dinner winner for you. Out some there at 275. That's back-to-back jacks there. 275 there, 275 again. So yeah, that's been a big name to say the least for us today. So right here we're running, and we're giving this one to 69.50. Fastly's been obviously a big name for us today, as well as we go 11:44, guys. Very, very soon. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We've already talked to Charlie about why, but coming up right now, guys, very, very soon, we're talking 5 minutes. Fear of missing out. So check that out. That's FOMO. We'll find out what that means, how to deal with it. And I know that's a common problem for a lot of beginning traders and experienced traders. Like we had the quad witching, and we had, a lot of traders very interested in that. You fear that you may miss out on something. I did talk about Apple with that 12 million shares to sell at the close, and you did see what that did on Friday as well. So sometimes education will help you with some of that fear, and I think that's what we do probably the best here on the show. I'm just waiting.
Guys, speaking of fear, if you're short IDEX, you should be very afraid right now as it's approaching $4 here. Like I said, I'm taking it all out in front of that 4 even. There's a secondary break I think you can take there, and decreasing the time duration of any of my long positions. I do have just a little bit left at 64. We've now taken that sort of 25-cent win. Now that we're taking these out of the 90s, I'm still going to have the last little 10% for a break-even stop at 364. But either way, it's been a massive runner to the upside for us in IDEX, and I'm not sure it's even done at this point. So we're going to stick with it just a little bit. I can tell you right now it is all over. It's been a wheelbarrow of cash, and some trades are a little bit easier for us in terms of a management. SINT is going to be one. Someone just asked about that on the chart. Yes, it's up 170%. I had one trade and one trade alone, a breakdown at 250. We held on to it. It just got 205, so 207 out, so 38-cent win on the last quarter of these shares. I said I'd be all out in front of $2. $2 break, I'm going to add to the short, pull back to 250. Watch out for that price. I think we'll take it one more time in the afternoon. If it ever broke VWAP, though, maybe it's a secondary long play. But now all done at SINT. It never went against me. It never gave me a reason to get out. Went right to our target on a nice slow march. I love having a few of these around. Just makes it easier to manage your trades when you don't have to worry about it. But the stop order was in. If we broke 250, we're going to be out of that trade no matter what. So some of the structure of these shorts can be a little bit more simple in the case of an SINT. Other times you are seeing a more whippy action. And if you're short in IDEX, I don't know what to tell you. It's had all the indications of a breakout multiple times today. So it was been an easy one for me to stay away from the short side of the trade there, despite the fact that I like to hunt some of these from time to time. Speaking of that, Charlie, do you ever find yourself in a situation where maybe you haven't put it on a trade in a given day. But you're seeing, obviously if you're doing these dip buy opportunities, you see a lot of runners, you see a lot of stocks that are gapping up and continuing moves 100%, 200%. You get that feeling like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I should be chasing some of this price action. If you ever feel that, what sort of tools do you have, or what steps do you take, sticky notes, whatever it might be, I don't know, like reminders anywhere around that keep you in line, even though you have a bunch of stocks moving up and it's a lot of opportunity there? How do you stay away from FOMO yourself? Is it with notes? Is it through your preparation? What's your approach?
Well, I learned to stay away from that by making the mistake. So that's actually what kept me out of the market for a week or two back when GNUS ran up. I think it was on the 4th or so. I caught the FOMO and I tried to get in and ended up getting burned. So ever since then, I've been a lot more cautious, and it doesn't faze me anymore. If I'm not in the stock already, when it starts to shoot up, it's no skin off my back. So I do like to watch it, and especially now since I'm trying to perfect this dip buy strategy, they're still one of my favorite stocks to watch. But now I have more calculated entry and exit points versus just kind of seeing what happens when I did that trade a couple weeks ago. So I wouldn't say it was an overly negative event. To me, I saw it as a learning point and a mistake that I intend to not repeat, and so far I have not. So I just see it as paying for an education, and I just try to keep that thought going forward.
The cost of doing business. I mean, I love hearing that, because look, realistically, everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to have losers. If you're not learning from them, ooh, man, you're wasting a bit of your time there. So I love to see that, Charlie. Brendan, what do you got for us, bud?
A little bit of Canadian content, guys. Curaleaf in the cannabis space halted here in Toronto for our equivalent of, I guess, news pending. So this is a company requested halt, guys, for news pending on Curaleaf.
We'll definitely have a quick look there, but Hunt over in IDEX. I was going to talk about American continuing to be very profitable for me, but the last 10% might get stopped out on IDEX at 365. We're long at 364. If this does stop me out, I will be looking for a short opportunity. Of course, the show's going to be ending in 10 minutes. What I am looking for is a hold below 350, a break of 3 even. A consolidation in the quarters below VWAP would be ideal, and I'd be very cautious around a 350 break to the downside. It's a good price. It was a breakout trade, a failed break one time, and the second time it went through was fantastic. So it's a good price. It's tricky because you don't know where to get out. There's not an obvious level to the high a day, and I don't like shorting something there at 350, knowing there's support at 3 even, and when you're out, might end up being $4. It's not a good risk reward. That's probably why I would wait until 25s or 3 even break to be shorting in IDEX. But I'm done with this trade. It's my best stock of the day. It's still a long break at 4 even. I might not short this one until it breaks 3, or at least 3/4, guys.
And here we go, guys. Another winner here, Space. Finally, it looks like it wants to take out 17. We're pretty hella long. I told you this was a pretty big position here, so we did take that one. So we're going to wait to see now what it does on the top side. Looking to get more out right now, and then we will test some out at 17 before hopefully getting back there. And you did mention, Charlie, VWAP, so I'm going to wait to see if we can get up to 17.10 there or so on the VWAP. But looking to get some out right now. I have a lot of orders out, so we're waiting for some 89s there apparently. I don't know why that is, but we're at 88, so we'll wait for that, and then we'll park another order at 17. And just for you guys, that is the kind of stuff that I like to do. Wait for those even quarters, dollars, 50 cents and whatnot. But looks like we're having a little bit of problem here. But Space, yeah, the reason why we're happy about this is because we do actually have risk on. So we'll wait to see if this one can come to the upside here. Taking a little bit out 89. It's just not moving as much as we thought it would. Would have been a great little trade down here. We're not in at the greatest price, so now it's struggling to get up. There it is. We get out right there. So you roll the dice and get back into some Virgin Galactic here to the top side. Square just keeps pushing up and away. So that was a good one. Let's check back at NIO. I had some questions on this one. Yeah, the 750 is held multiple times there, guys. If you were smart enough to take it down there, good on you. I was not, but that was a good hold there. We did flush out. I'm still looking long on NIO, but I may have to wait for tomorrow. But yeah, been a big day. I guess that video's dropped now, Valeria. So we will wait for that one. You guys click click on that. Go have a look. Make sure you give us your comments and your feedback, and we will be here. U1K out a couple times at 75. Now it's right back down there. So yeah, look, it's been a big day. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now. So that's a celebration no matter which way you take that one. You can see all the profits at the bottom. It's been a big day. Hope you've enjoyed it. 8 more minutes left. Let's see if we can't get Virgin Galactic to go here.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to make a bit of a change to my American Airlines short that we've had since that 15 break. As you see the market continue to slide upside, if you're watching the NQs or the ES, they're testing those highs. I'm moving my stop down from break even. It was at 15.15. It was then at 15.05. It was then at 15 even. I'm going to go to 14.95 here. It's having a lot of trouble getting through that second level, 14.75 that I was talking about. So I will take the profit off there, get that quarter action. I still want to be net short, but I want to risk less on this, last third of the position that we have on. We still want to be short here. We do like the trend, but I'm not going to give it as far as I was previously, not with the market showing a little bit of strength here, guys. So American Airlines has been a good break. We talked about that size at 15. We took that breakout trade. It hasn't really tested against you very much, and it's been a nice slow down trend. Just adjusting the stop just a little bit. It's lunchtime, and the market's creeping to the upside on me. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
I mentioned this one earlier, a little surgical equipment maker in the medical space, guys, STAA, just retested highs there. We actually broke day highs. 57.84, 57.85 was day highs, but right back down. So might finally be done. STAA still up 13%. Nice move on some news for that one today, guys.
Good, man. STAA, yeah. Hertz all the way back there. So I know they have to pry this from Neil's cold, dead hands, but we're going to wait to see. All the way back up to $1.50. Hertz today has once again been a nice little trade for us. We'll hit a home run. Why not? Baseball probably never gets back. Probably the worst run league, I would say, professionally. And you're going to see that very soon. But hopefully they get back. I think we need more sports here, but we'll see, I guess, what happens with the reopening up of New York. If that goes well and Florida can get their stuff together, especially Arizona. Shout out to Austin Matthews as well, who apparently also has COVID. So we'll hit a slap shot there. Hopefully he can return to form. But these athletes are in amazing shape. So you can see they will recover. So we will give our hopes and prayers, obviously, out to the athletes that are there. But I'm looking for sports to come back, hopefully pretty soon, guys, as we go. Only 5 minutes left in the show. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's see if we can't get to 1,000 before the end of the day.
Yeah, you don't want to get that FOMO. So make sure you are hitting that subscribe so you can tune in every single day and be reminded we come in here at 9 o'clock. I know obviously we are dropping that video. It has come out now on the fear of missing out, and I can tell you right now there are no traders that are immune to it. I don't care who you are, how long you've traded. At some point you've had the fear of missing out. We talk about how we view it, how we've fallen into it at times, what we do to make sure that we can combat that exact problem. So it's a good video to watch. And if you want us to do any videos in the future, whatever topic it might be, just drop it in the comment section, drop it in the chat. We'll make sure we get to it. We're here for you guys. We're trying to all learn together. We love this community. Speaking of the community, before we get you out of here, I want to ask you one little question here, Charlie. I know some people are more active on the chat and others may not be. What do you find is the best aspect of this community, and what makes you want to be a part of it every single day, in your own words?
I think as far as the chat goes, I do get involved. Sometimes I wouldn't say, it's a regular occurrence for me. But I do try to watch some of the tickers that are posted and just take a look at them. But as far as attending every day, I feel like it goes back to just building that confidence. Maybe you won't reach the same level as another trader, but knowing that, it's possible is really what I'm trying to build up. I'm trying to focus on my morning routines, making sure that my mental state's in a good position to be able to do good trades, and not give in to the fear of missing out, and not give in to other bad habits, and just try to stay cautious and learn as much as I can. And you guys are always mentioning something I haven't heard before. It feels like. I think it was like a week ago or so, you guys mentioned dark pools. And so I went over and I was like, okay, what's a dark pool? And, I got to learn about that. So it's just picking up those small things that you're not even aware of and just trying to add to your knowledge and build off from it.
Actually, you know what? As we say that, I know we're going to do a lot of topics that we cover. We have to talk about dark pools at some point, particularly for the strategy you're using on those dip buys. Some of those smaller stocks or those big-time runners, you will see a lot of liquidity on the dark pools, and you'll get these. If I can go to IDX really, really quickly and sort of show you guys on the way upside here, a lot of these wicks to the downside that you might see off an open for these breakout plays, some of that volume at the bottom occurs on dark pools. So it can be tricky to get access to those fills if you don't have direct market access, and you'll wonder why it's hard for you to get shares. Sometimes that's going to be the case. Just a little bit of a piece of knowledge I wanted to drop there, specifically because it relates to your strategy there, Charlie, and we'll definitely try to expand on some of that knowledge as you guys let us know. It is only 2.5 minutes to the end of the show, and it's been a good Monday morning. It's been a fantastic day in terms of profits. You can see how the trading has been going, obviously. But there's one other thing we like to do here. We like to go to Valeria and see what national day it is. This one's making me hungry.
Hey guys, and hey Charlie, thank you very much for joining us today. Guys, we would love you to participate also. Send your request to marketing@tradertv.live, and please subscribe to our channel. We're a few thousands away to reach 50,000 of subscriptions. Welcome everyone to the trading family, guys. And of course, hit the thumbs up. 1,000, it's our tradition to reach 1,000 likes every day. So please, if you didn't like our video yet, do it now. Hit the thumbs up. It's absolutely for free, and you'll make us happier. And guys, well, today is the National Onion Ring Day, guys.
I think we like onion rings. Onion rings, I think maybe a better side than fries. I don't think so, but if you are sick of fries, why not get some onion rings? A&W, not bad for onion rings. I don't know about Burger King. McDonald's, of course, does not have onion rings, so that's a factor for my kids as they're loving Happy Meals. But we've given them some onion rings. They're not fans of onions, but good little day there, and thank you for Valeria. Opinions on onion rings, guys?
I love them. I got to be honest with you. They're tasty. The only thing about it, though, is I don't want them to be too greasy. I find it's a little bit off-putting. It's just like a happy medium you got to work in there. Brendan, what are your thoughts?
In a burger, always.
Oh, yeah.
Can't go wrong. Yeah. Robert Brown, by the way, thank you for that. We very much appreciate you, and would absolutely love to get you back on as a guest trader at some point.
100%, Robert. You know you're part of the family. We'd love to start bring some guys back that I know you guys love. I love the community. I love the chat. I love what we try to do here. Apologies when we can't get to everything in the chat. I know some people put the super chats in so that we see it. Yeah, it gets our attention. So sometimes that's the best way to get us onto some symbols. I know we're gonna miss some because it's moving really, really fast. But I want to thank you so much, Charlie, for coming on, doing a fantastic job. Hopefully, it's starts to a fantastic week for you, just like it's been for us. And once again, a big shout out and thanks from the entire family here, buddy. And there it is, guys. It is just about 12 o'clock on the dime, and you know what I got to do here? I got to go down the line. Thank you a lot, Valeria, doing a fantastic job on the chat as always. And there is that heart she gives.
The infamous
Sean
heart.
Katina, I don't know if you gave us the fruit of the day from the fruit salad.
No,
I feel like we missed out. So here's your shot right here, right now. What do you got?
Well, thank you for the shot. I don't know. It kind of looks like what's missing from here. I'm going to say mangoes are missing from here. So that is your fruit of the day, the missing mangoes. So there you go.
You gotta have the mango.
I think so, yeah.
That's like my favorite. If you have it in there, it's gonna be tasty. Brendan Wickens, as always, giving us all of the news. You saw him come with Fastly today. Big time upside winner there from Sean. So this is what it's all about, guys. We try to give you everything that we can, ideas, stocks, whatever it might be, advice. This is what it's all about at Trader TV Live. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow.